So price is in bullish momentum. We're on a chart chat that we're putting in higher highs and higher lows. So we're respecting previous lows on the 5-minute chart.
The D-Money Show.
Out of that trade chat for 20 points, you're seeing it live here on YouTube. D-Money, who's rocking like us? Riding the EMAs. We're putting in higher highs and higher lows. So we're respecting previous lows on the 5-minute chart, kind of map those out. You can see how every time price puts in a low. So I would not be surprised if 26,000 level gets taken today. It's your wrong, baby. I'm back in the VDH. I'm feeling good. The next candles continue to grind higher to the upside. I wrote this momentum up to 900. This is the year 2026, and I'm trying to make a little money. All right, guys, drop a W in the chat for that. If you made money on that trade, let's go. All right, guys, there's 20 points. That boy good. That boy good. Tune in, guys, Monday through Friday, live from the VDH, the D-Money Show. Let's go.
Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back like we never left. It's Wednesday, guys. Man, oh man. You gotta love the crazy pop yesterday. Kind of sums up the day. 420. You gotta love that, guys, right? Almost 300 plus pop to the upside. 420. You gotta love it. But nevertheless, we are back. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We're out here trying to make a little money. Shout out to Trent Trades. Looks like you running the first comments. BTJ Gaming, what up, what up, what up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Is it Wacko Wednesday with price action? We're going to find out. Shout out to Bobby Rose. D-Money, you're the man. Really love your style. Your trading is on point. You really lay it out great. Learning so much from you, my friend, when I get back from Cali. Hey, good to hear. Still 1966. When's the next setup? Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Oh, man. You gotta love it, guys. So, what happened? Yeah, we had a crazy pop yesterday. 420 afternoon. Right? Was waiting for a break to the upside. Didn't get a lot of momentum. All of a sudden, 420. You get a 300 plus point pop to the upside. You gotta love it. So, currently at the moment, you're getting a pop here as well, guys. Back towards. Keep in mind that high, that crazy pop from yesterday. The high of that candle was 24,496, chat. So you get back above basically 500, you have to be targeting 550 or higher. Gotta love that. Pretty decent current 5-minute candle. You can kind of see it here, right? So you got about a 57 point pop, current 5-minute candle. You gotta love that. So that's a little interesting to say the least. So Wednesday, we'll go over the news, guys. We don't have. Looks like there's no red folder. You had some yellow folder. Current account import prices 8:30. Looks like we got crude oil inventories today at 10:30, chat, and that's about it. Now we know that Trump was speaking yesterday And not sure if that's gonna occur today as well. Feels like every day he's been having something to talk about, so we'll have to be mindful of that if that occurs, as always. So, but no red folder currently on the calendar. You gotta love that. NQ Trader 2012. How come Trader 8 won't allow copy trading on group trades? Yeah, that could be coming. So I would just say stay tuned. PW's kind of brought that up multiple times, right? That could be on the horizon. Stay tuned. So you had about a 50-point pop. Current previous 5-minute candle, guys, right? So now it kind of remains to be seen where that momentum kind of picked back up to the upside. We're gonna map out previous daily candle high and low as always. Kind of stick to my routine. So let me check something really quick. Yeah, that's about right. So yesterday's daily candle high, guys, 24,550.5. You gotta love that. So not a strong looking kind of like candle as well, right? Kind of cray, but so you gotta love that, guys. And what I mean by that is that like we had a crazy momentum candle to the upside, and then all of a sudden you get a flat candle, right? Can't take out previous candle high. Had some chop throughout the session yesterday. Had a decent open. Had a few, some decent volatility, and then price kind of stalled out on us. So it remains to be seen if that's going to occur today, or if we're going to get some decent movement. Gonna find out. Low of yesterday's daily candle, 24,134. All right, so that's your daily candle, yesterday's daily candle high and low, guys. Mapped out. So we're currently back inside of yesterday's, we're still inside of yesterday's daily candles range. And just a nasty... You can kind of see this very clearly, chat. We're stuck in this range here, right? So you get back above 24,550, you have to be targeting up here maybe to 757, guys, right? The top of this basically crazy candle from a couple days back. So that's the high, right? 24,763. So you would have to imagine if we're able to finally pop outside of this range to the upside, then we could be headed up here to this box, top of the box, right? We'll just kind of map that out so it's there. Have a visualization for the highs up there. So we've just been kind of ranging out here. I hate to say that, chat, but that's what's been happening. And we'll have to see how we open up today. This is your 1 hour chart. And you can clearly see it, guys. Big old range that we've been pretty much stuck in. Definitely some frustration along the way, right? About a 400 plus point range. So at the moment that we're currently kind of playing around in. So we'll have to see what happens. Get ready for explosion. Yeah, it could, right? Got to be ready, chat. So either way, we'll be ready for hopefully some pretty good volatility here. We're getting ready. It's 9:20, or sorry, 9:10. We got about 20 minutes left before market open here. So we're gonna do a poll. We'll do a poll, guys, and we'll see how you guys are feeling out there. If you haven't already, do me a solid, hit the like button. So that's how I'm leaning towards, guys. And now you're kind of getting this pop here. You get back above 500 area, these previous highs up here, 540, and obviously 550. You're looking for 700, basically inside of 700, this box up here. If we break to the bottom of the range, I mean, there's a lot of downside from here, guys. Keep that in mind, right? The bottom of the range is currently at 24,000, like 140 area, chat. So got to be mindful of that down there, right? We start losing the EMAs. So if we start losing the EMAs here, then that 50 EMA sitting at 24,374. If we lose that, then you could be targeting back towards 24,134. So the daily candles range from yesterday, chat, is actually kind of lining up to be it's the range, right, that we're kind of stuck in. So that's how you're kind of playing this today, in my opinion. Break above 500 plus, you're looking for 700 plus. Break below these lows, 374, you're looking for lower 100. So we shall see. But we're going to drop a poll in the chat. We're going to see how you guys are feeling. I just kind of gave you my initial thought process, guys. Obviously, you got to let price open up and then try to join the momentum in that direction. That's the game plan for myself. But all right, so we just dropped the poll. Pop or drop at open. You gotta love it. We'll see how you guys are feeling out there. I'm curious to see how the chat's feeling, and we will kind of get ready for the open here, chat. So you gotta love that. Here's a drop before the pump. Yeah. Starting to get a little bit of a retracement there, right? So do me a solid if you haven't already, guys. Trying to keep the streak alive. We've had well over 1,000 likes before 9:30, so if you haven't already, do me a solid, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. We just out here trying to make a little money. Hopefully we'll get some decent price action here. Looks like we got 2,500 people tuned in, guys. It's only 9:15. We're gonna ramp up, getting closer to 9:30. Make no mistake about it. So if you haven't already, hook your boy up with the like. And if you are not subscribed, we rock out Monday through Friday. No later than 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Eastern time, that is. So yo, DMONEY, your 1 hour candle at the top of the hour, what do you look for in a roundabout way? Yeah, so I'm looking for how the candle forms, how it starts to open up and starts to form, because if price is in bullish momentum, ideally you want the new 1 hour candle to open up, in my opinion, open up, push down for some kind of bottom wick, and then start to push up back towards the upside, right? So that's like ideal price action, because at least you know if it had a retracement to the downside and formed a bottom wick on that 1 hour, on that new 1 hour candle, at least you know if you're trying to enter on the breakout to the upside, at least you know that there's been some kind of retracement down, right, before pushing up. So that just kind of breaks it down for you as far as what I'm looking for. Now, that clearly that doesn't mean that it has to happen, that it happens that way all the time, right? We know that sometimes you get 1 hour candles, 4 hour candles, etc., that just open up and they fly, continue in the direction where the momentum is, right? No bottom wick, and then it just flies to the upside. That's just life. But ideally, that's what I love to see on the 1 hour or 4 hour chart opening up. It prices in momentum to the upside. D-Money, I'm holding 8 shares of Solana at $88 to 3K in 2027 and taking the highest payout on Warbucks. Jake, let's go. You gotta love it. They're gonna push people to think it's selling off, then rip it up. Yeah, they could. I mean, that's classic price action, right? So, as a momentum trader, you're just trying to join the momentum wherever they're gonna, wherever that takes you, right? So if it opens up and it pushes down and forms some kind of bottom wick, and then it starts to kind of expand with a long bottom wick, guys, and starts. So as an example, so see how you got these highs up here, like above 485, and we're getting this pullback. So in my opinion, the price opens up, pushes down, and obviously a lot can change in the next 13 minutes, roughly. But price push down for the bottom wick and then starts getting back above 485. That to me is bullish, guys, because we're taking out previous candles highs, and you're trying to ride the momentum up. So just got to see how this plays out. We got some time here. We're gonna let the poll simmer a little bit, and then we'll check on it. But right now, just to kind of give you a glance, 55% of the chat feels like we're going up in regards to the people that voted, right? There's only 660 votes right now, guys. So I love to kind of get it to 1,700 votes and then kind of finalize it. So we got some time here. So we'll check on it in a few. D, I was watching pre-market today and traded the rejection off yesterday's high and made some money. You think I should still trade the open? Martin trading? Yeah, that's totally up to you, right? There's nothing, if you've already banked profits, I mean, you know, that's totally your decision. Nothing wrong with taking it easy for the rest of the day. Totally your choice, though. So we're getting ready, chat. Barefoot greenback, don't mess with a green day. Yeah, if you're already green, I mean, and you're satisfied with your profits, I mean, hey, we've seen this, chat, over the last, I was talking about that yesterday about over trading, and you know, the thing is that we've had nasty price action. Right, we've had like some of these moves, and a lot of these breakouts haven't had a lot of follow through. So, you know, if you're green already, you know, totally up to you. Nothing wrong with kind of locking in those profits. That's just my personal opinion. We should add chop to the poll. Hey, when you write, you right. Hey, when you write, you right, because we've seen a lot of chop, guys, right? I mean, and then you can't discount what we've been witnessing, chat. Yes, we literally had 150.5 minute candles up the next immediate candle following 150 candles, right, 150 points right back down, right? That's just the craziness that we were having yesterday. And then you're looking for breakouts to the upside, right? You're looking for kind of like pushes to the upside. Price just couldn't kind of get the momentum, and then we just kind of build out, and then boom, we fly at 420 when the markets aka close. You get a random pump here, you know, obviously, oh, the war is over or whatever that was, right? We don't know, like, but 300 point plus pop, because if you kind of measure it off the lows down here, I mean, that's a reversal of 362 plus points, guys, to the upside. So you gotta love that. So that just kind of shapes up the price action that we've been getting. We all know that it's been a little bumpy. One of the things that I think I've done a decent job with so far, guys, is trying to kind of cut the losers. Not interested, right, in getting chopped and letting it kind of ride out. It's best to cut it. You guys saw a lot of that yesterday, guys, and I think over the last couple days, to be honest, but I think yesterday was probably better than the day before in regards to cutting some of these losers, giving it 10, 11 points, 12 points, and then cutting it off, because there should always be another trade coming, right? So trying to keep your winners obviously bigger than your losing trade. So cutting off these choppy trades that were basically you didn't get follow through if you're trying to trade a breakout, as an example, to the upside. Cut it off and then look for other entries. So we'll look to probably do the same today, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to find out. DMONEY, I'm an MNQ trader. I just want to say that you are so right. I had a super nice overnight result, and we'll only take A+ setups now and have a beer and relax in a spring in Sweden. Oh man. Is it Orjan or Arjan? Hey man, enjoy. That sounds great right now. Congrats. Hey D, it's been a long, hot, dry summer in Cape Town, but autumn is here. Gotta love it. KC2. Wow. So you're in Cape Town, KC2. I would love to visit Cape Town, to be honest. That has to be on the bucket list, chat, right? I think Ginger said yeah too to that, so I think that would be sick. What accounts am I trading today? Yeah, Lucid accounts, more than likely, guys. Lucid accounts. I haven't been copy trading. I said that yesterday because we've been getting such choppy price action. So I don't necessarily know if it's a great idea to be copy trading, you know, 5 accounts at a time, 20 accounts at a time. I don't necessarily know how I feel about that right now, guys, to be honest. I know clearly people are still copy trading, but I mean, I almost rather kind of spread out the risk more appropriately right now with this price action. And that's just my kind of personal opinion. So, hey, each to each his own though, chat, right? I'm not here to tell you that you know, oh, don't copy trade. You do what you want with your accounts, but when you kind of start seeing this choppy chop action, nothing wrong with being a little bit more conservative, in my opinion. Or size down and use 2 micros. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's another option. You can size down. Javi the Great is in the chat. He's back. Oh man, I love you, DMONEY. That boy good. Hey, I appreciate the kind words. D-Money, I've watched your setup for 2 days, and last night in the after hours, I made 700 plus. Nice, Nick. Congrats. Congrats. So we got less than 5 minutes here, guys. We're at 1,249 votes, so just trying to give it probably a minute or two left, and then we'll finalize the poll. Get your votes in. We want to know if it's going to pop or drop at open. Pop, lock, and drop. Oh, man. VTech, what up? D-Money, what up? D-Money, morning. Hey, good morning. How are you? Lido, good morning. Hey, good morning. What up? It's Corn Dog Tim back. No, we had yeah, he gone. We had is it Corn Dog John? Yeah, Corn Dog. Yeah, not Corn Dog Tim, guys. We had a not Corn Dog Tim pop up in the chat yesterday, and we had Corn Dog John. So oh man, love from India. Hey, what up? It's my third day trading with you, and I'm up $7,000. Let's go. Seize the trade 12. Congrats. Corn Dog John is in the chat, guys. He's saying his brother Tim passed. How did he pass, Corn Dog John? Corn Dog Ghost? What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, so we have we're getting close, guys. We got 1,500 votes in, so we'll give it another probably 15 seconds here. We're gonna finalize this because we're getting close to the market open. We got 2 minutes 35 seconds here, guys. How do you approach the market that you're so patient and disciplined to wait? What's your mindset that helps you be disciplined? I talk about that all the time. Lido trades, blowing accounts, not waiting and blowing accounts, right? Not being patient and waiting for something that you're familiar with, because waiting doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be profitable. But at least if if you can wait for something that you've seen, maybe a pattern, as an example, in the market, that could at least give you an edge, so to speak. Your edge, right? I'll say that, your edge. Doesn't mean though that you're gonna be profitable, but just a lot of blown accounts, man, from rushing and trying to kind of chase price, etc. So we'll see what happens today though. So it takes a lot of work, guys. It takes discipline, it takes blown accounts, it takes frustration and all that for you to kind of say, you know what, I'm gonna try not to do this anymore. So we got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left, guys. I'm gonna finalize the poll. You got 10 seconds. We're gonna finalize it. Looks like we're at 1,670 votes. 56% of the chat feel like we're going up at open, guys. So 44% feeling like we're going down. So that's not gonna change too much in the next 10 seconds. All right, there's 1,722 votes. We're gonna close out the poll here. We got a pretty good indication there from 1,700. So 56 up, 44% down, and we got about 46 seconds left before market open. So we're getting ready, guys. It looks like, do me a solid if you haven't already hit the like button. Looks like we're right at 1,000 likes. We just hit it, so I appreciate the kind words, guys, and the support as always as we ramp up here. So the streak remains alive. 1,000 likes before 9:30. Gotta love it. Somebody said full port long. Yeah, we're gonna find out. So you get back above these highs, guys, 450. That could be the play, right? 4 seconds left. All right, you got to push up there and a push right back down. So a little chop chop. So just being patient here. Can they get this back above these highs at like 460, 465 to 470 area, guys? That's what I'm watching for, right? Or are they gonna yoke this down? So nothing yet for me. Don't like the kind of knee-jerk reaction. So back above these highs, we'll be looking to kind of join the party here, guys, right? If they can kind of push it back above like 470. All right. There's the pop. Is there gonna be some continuation? You had a pop there to 470. And, you know, will there be some follow through here? I'm trying to long here, guys. 463 was the entry. Not going to give this a ton of room because we might get chopped here, but obviously wanted longs on that open push. And we'll be targeting higher highs if they can get it going. But it needs to run here and not kind of stall out. Longer we stay here, not great, to be honest, right? So I don't like that. So that momentum trade's not looking too hot right now. Giving it a second. Not looking good. So it needs to go, guys. All right, there was right at 10 points. Chop, chop. Had about 10 points and that's it, guys. So that's not encouraging so far at the moment, right? No momentum. It's been, I mean, it's been open for a couple of minutes, just not getting followed through. If they push it, you would be targeting higher highs up here above, basically all the way up here to the top, to be honest. But it's not looking too hot. Nope. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Chop, chop. So not looking great, guys. The longer it kind of stays here, that's not great. So I'm going to scrap this for a loser here and look for the next setup because we're not getting follow through. Had about 10 points and that's it on that opening range break. So had about 10 points and that was it. Nothing more than that. 478.50 was the high. I'm mapping out the ORB 5-minute candle. Now, if that was it, guys, then you're probably looking for more downside, right? Because we could not kind of get going, but I will be kind of reevaluating here in a second. 426 is the low. And it's trying to push again. Here we go. Pushing again. All right, so this is the 5-minute ORB that's kind of setting up here, guys. So I will be kind of watching to see what happens here. Gave it a few points, was up like right at 10 points and couldn't get follow through. I like the push here, though. That's kind of, it's happening now, right? Gotta love that. Breakout above that high, guys. Could get the follow through to the upside. So back above 483, could be targeting more upside here. So that's what I'm waiting for, guys, right? You get a break above, you're looking for more upside. They kind of stay in the range, and we're just in a chop fest. All right. Back above the area is trying, but Yoki yoke action, guys. So not ideal price action so far. Yoki yoke. Right back down. Right back up. People are definitely getting chopped. Left and right. All right, there you go. There you go. Let's go, baby. Come on, guys. There you go. All right, so that was 465 pop. You got over 25 points, guys. I'm going to take that pop only because we had some stall action, right? So kind of call that out. Breakout above the high. You're looking for more continuation. So you had a pretty nice pop there of about 25 points above the opening range candle high. So now I am going to look to re-enter here, guys. I like the momentum here to the upside. You almost got to be targeting, I feel, 550, chat. I like that momentum up. I like that momentum, guys. Took another long, was up about 15 point or 25 points. Let me see if I can get more here. Here's 10 points. Want 550 if they can push it, but we got to see if that happens. There's 10 points. And kind of getting a pullback here. So not going to give this much room. I'll take the few points and then look to re-enter, right? So, all right. So we had about 25 points on that pop, guys, to the upside of the ORB. So if we get back above 520, we'll be targeting for more up to probably 550 or higher. That's how I'm going to play that. I'm going to be conservative here, guys. Let the momentum kind of step back into the market. But you had a nice pop above the opening range candle high of about 45 points to the upside here. So, and you got to be looking for, right, if this thing is going to go, you got 1 minute and 42 seconds left on the current candle. You got time to get above 550, guys. So if you took the break on the opening range trade to the upside, guys, drop a W in the chat. You got to love that. And we'll see what else we can get here. So had a knee-jerk reaction initially at the open. But had a nice pop, right? So we'll take that. So now I just got to be patient and see what happens. We're getting a bit of a pullback. At the moment, the 500 area. So just look at the pullback, guys. The entire pop right above the opening range candle high just got retraced. You got to love that. So that was a 45-point retracement. Here's a new candle getting ready to open. And longs from here, guys, right? Because you're kind of thinking that we just had a break of we broke out to the upside, and that opening range high, technically this is a breakout long to the upside, guys. So you'll be targeting, right, 550 or higher. Trying another long here, guys. There's a pop, 15 points. See if we can get more, or if they're gonna yoke here, but gotta try it. If it previous candle closed above the range, you gotta try a long here. See if we get more continuation, guys. That's how I play it, right? We'll see if we get momentum here to kind of step in and continue back above the previous candle's high at 525 up to 550. 10 points, but follow through is kind of dying out a little bit. Entries 497. There's 15 points. There's 25 points right at it, right? Had a pullback over 20 points and a sharp pullback, guys. So you had a nice pop. We'll take it, right? We'll take it off, guys. So you had a nice pop there, to be honest. Just kind of playing what I'm seeing here because you're getting chop. I do feel like, so I think you could be a little bit more conservative, guys. If you pop previous candles high at 526, you're targeting above 550. So if it's able to get back above previous candle high, you're targeting daily candles, that daily candles high at 550, right? So you had some knee-jerk reaction right at the open. Tried a long, scrapped it, didn't like the, right? Not enough follow through. Traded the breakout, ORB to the upside. You had a nice pop there. And then I just had a quick scalp. So you can see how you had a break above 45 points. Took another trade, right? Was up like over 15 points. And then you're kind of struggling now. So if this is going to go, we should not kind of lose, you would think, the opening range candles high at 24,478, guys. Do me a solid if you haven't already, hit the like button, guys. We got 5,400 people tuned into the show at the moment. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. So you're getting close to the ORB being formed, chat. 15-minute candle, right? We know that the 5-minute candle has already been set up, obviously, but the 15-minute ORB is going to be set. You got about a minute left. Currently, the candle is green, but a lot can happen in 56 seconds, chat. This is a 15-minute chart that we're looking at. And you're having some issues here. And almost like a sell-off at the top, towards the top of the range so far, right? That's what it's kind of looking like. It's kind of building up to be rejection. So need to watch this to see how this plays out, because we lose 426. Look out to the downside, guys. 24,426. So we gotta be a little cautious here. 15-minute candle is going to be set. I'm going to map out the 15-minute ORB now. The high was 24,526. All right, so the ORB set 15-minute candle, chat. So just need to be patient, let this set up. We lose 426, not great obviously for the bulls. You're targeting lower lows, below 372 area possibly. Previous 15-minute candle, however, did close bullish, guys. For the 5-minute or 15-minute ORB, once broken, either direction, how long is it valid? All day or the next hour? I mean, some people use it all day, to be honest, at least a 15-minute, right? They kind of use it as a point of reference because a lot of times it prices in momentum and it breaks to the upside above that ORB high and it comes back and does a retracement. That level, you're kind of looking to see what kind of reaction you get, right, at that level. I think 450 is the key. Market cooked now if we lose it. Yeah. So, yeah, and I'm just kind of saying 426 because that's the ORB low, right? So, you know, if you lose that, look out to the downside for sure. So, I mean, it would be hard to kind of think that, right? Like because you could see the rejection, 15-minute chart, guys. You could see how we had some rejection from the top up here. So it needs to get back above 470, right? Previous candles high or current candles high to kind of get the momentum, I think, roll into the upside. But you lose 426. More than likely, you're targeting below down here. Which is at 370 area. So she's having a hard time, guys. Right now, is this? So the only question would be, we need to kind of watch this level. Reason why I'm saying that as well, because is this a higher low being set up, or is it going to be a flush? We don't know yet, right? We got to let price kind of play out, because you had a push here, retracement, push, retracement, right? So is this a higher low, or is this a flush area? Or both, LOL. Yeah, it could be both. We've seen, hey, we know in a choppy market, it's been both. So, that's a good point. Drop down and a push up, right? Like, unfortunately, that's what we've been getting, guys. So, you're not wrong. You got about 40 seconds left on the current 5-minute candle. All right, there's the flush there, guys. Below ORB, right back into the area. You got 7 seconds left on the current candle. So not great that we lost that low. Put in a lower low, right? So you could be targeting 371, guys. Wow, quick flush there. So that was the level, guys. Took a quick short, up over 10 points. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. 15 points, 20 points. Let's go, guys. All right, bottom of the box. So I'm gonna close that. Had a very quick trade there, little to no drawdown, guys, to the bottom of the box that I drew out. Here on the 5-minute chart. Look at the reaction so far, right back up. So very quick short, little to no drawdown, guys. It moved very quick. So if you caught that W, drop a W. If you caught that short, drop a W in the chat. You basically just saw the break, and we lost the opening range candles. Kind of talked through that. I literally said if we lose 426, look out, guys, for that box. And sure enough, we got right to that box, and we're getting a bullish reaction right back up, guys. About a 52-point drop from there. You gotta love that. So had to be quick on the trigger, but it moves so quick. You gotta love it. We're up almost $1,100 here, guys. So we're rolling. You gotta love that. So bears are in control. If this continues, got to be a little cautious though, because we're at an area where the last time we were here, we did have a bounce right back up. So, but bears are currently obviously in control. You lose this box, guys, 4-hour chart, you have to 24,324 or lower. So keep that in mind, guys. On the higher time frame, right where my cursor is, bottom wicks down here.
W minus $879 across 20 PA.
Let's go. Shout out to Tanner for the 199. Tanner, you couldn't make it $2, man. You made $879. Come on, man. I'm just joking, man. Bro, it keep bouncing 1 point off my take profit. Yeah, I would have closed that out, Ryan, already. We had some really good really good setups here, guys. Look at the price action, though. This is why you map out these reactionary or support levels, guys, so you can kind of know. Doesn't mean that they're always going to hold, right? We know that. We can flush to the floor here still, but it's always interesting when you start seeing these reactions off of these levels. And that was the initial target, guys. I mean, I couldn't have kind of called that out any better, to be honest, right? You break below 426, you're targeting this box, and we literally got a flush to the downside, so you got to love it. If you haven't already, guys, do me a solid, hit the like button. We got over 5,500 people tuned into the show. Just called out a really good trade there. You had about a 52-point drop. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. There's more downside here, guys. And that's not great. You lose this box, you're targeting lower 300s for sure, right? That has to be the next level, ideally, that we could be headed to at a minimum. Is down here towards 24,321. So you got 30 seconds left on the current 5-minute candle. Next trade, DMONEY should be at 3,000 likes on me. I know, right? We got to get over 2,000 likes, though, guys. We got to keep the streak alive. We've had over 2,000 likes. That was a banging trade, to be honest. To the downside. And now you're kind of waiting to see, right? All right, pop back up inside of that little... Now this is technically a resistance area, guys, right? Because we just broke below it. So you need to kind of watch to see how price reacts inside of this box. Right back up so far. Now, keep in mind, we are going into the close of a 1-hour candle and 4-hour candle as well, chat. We got less than 5 minutes left on the higher time frame candles to close out. So obviously 1 hour candle super bearish. You got a nice long wick at the top of it. 4 hour chart is super bearish as well. Nice long top wick. So question's gonna be, can they get down to lower 300s, or are we gonna get a bit of a retracement, and then that happens maybe in the next 1 hour or 4 hour candle. So it remains to be seen. So never fear, the BDH is here. Right back inside of that box, guys. Bullish reaction. So far, right back up. Notice what I say all the time, guys. A lot of times you'll get a reaction the opposite direction going into the close of a higher time frame candle. Well, you're clearly witnessing that at the moment, chat. That's why you have to be a little cautious going into the close of these higher time frame candles, because if you tried to short, basically if you tried to play this as a breakout to the downside, guys, and you got short on the close of the candle, 24,369, right? Trying to play it as a breakout to the downside, well, you just got chopped. Right? Because you just had about a 40-point pop right back up. So sometimes it's best to wait for the higher time frame candle to close, guys. Let it kind of settle down a little bit, close out, and then look for the momentum to pick back up in the next higher time frame candle. D, just wondering what time will Trump talk to his imaginary Iranians today? Oh, man. I'm not sure, but would be surprised if he pops on, chat. Feel like he's on every day, so. Whatever you do, whatever you do, don't say V-shaped reversal. Someone is gonna say you're wrong. It's a double. Oh yeah, you know that's gonna happen. You already know it. You already know it. How do you know the candle about to close? Yeah. So you got the timer on the right hand side of the screen. So if you look at my see how you got the countdown timer. This is the 1 hour chart we're currently looking at as bearish, and you see how you got the countdown timer. Minute 47 seconds left. So that tell you it's about to close. Can I tell you how to draw boxes? Yep, I know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, guys. And like I said, guys, I'm not trying to be like, rude or anything. I'm just like kind of, look at this pushback up though, Chad. I think, aren't you, if you kind of listen to the stuff that I call out, guys, and hopefully you followed that and you weren't trying to trade continuation to the downside, because I can rest assured that you got chopped 45 points, 48 points. So glad I was not trying to short for continuation there. All right, there's the 1 minute. We got about a minute left here, chat, for 1 hour and 4 hour candle to close out. Nor DMONEY live from Chicago. You rock. God bless you, bro. Hey, I appreciate the kind words, honestly. So here's that continuation now after that rejection, guys, right? So you had a push back up almost 50 points, and then you got a sell off right back down. So you got to love that going into the close of the higher time frame candle. So that was a rocky road though, right? I don't have any FOMO on that, chat, because we know that could have easily went in either direction, right? And who's going to hold for 45 points of drawdown? Not me. So I'll tell you that, not in this market. So here's the close. You got bearish momentum on 1 hour and 4 hour time frames, guys. Let's see how this plays out. You got a doji candle though. That could be a bullish reaction temporarily if you're able to get back above 377. So the bears want us basically to continue obviously lower from here, guys, with no kind of pullback. And I mean, you're getting a flush McGush. Flush McGush, guys. Flush McGush. There's the lower 300s. Flush McGush, guys, right off that level. You had a crazy doji candle. So that pullback going into the close of that 1 hour and 4 hour candle set us up, right? That was the retracement. And then you pretty much got you had a very small wick, 10 points, roughly 8 points, roughly, guys. And then you had a pullback. And then now it's starting to push right back up. So 30 point pop right back up. Flush McGush, yeah. I don't know when I started that, guys, but I think it kind of sticks. So I'm probably gonna keep that one around as well. As you know, I got quite a few things in the toolkit here to bring out, guys. Look at this bullish reaction back up. Wow. Look at this reaction, chat. That's a 57-point reaction back bullish. You just chopped so many people that was trying to hold this for more downside. Wow. That's why I like to wait, guys, for at least the first 5-minute candle to kind of play out. I know that some people took the W's. I'm happy for you because you took the continuation short to the downside, but I hope you closed that out and did not hold that because if so, you just got chopped. D doesn't have a single quote for upside, chat. Yeah, she gone. That applies for up and down. Come on, man. Come on, man. And I haven't brought them all out yet, chat. I gotta spread it out because right, I can't hit you with everything at once. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, so I gotta spread it out, chat. Right back into the box so far. And you don't feel good about shorts at the moment, guys, right? With that bullish reaction. Somebody said this is stupid. I mean, not if you I mean, guys, you had a killer trade for a breakout to the downside. I saw a lot of people that took that short on the continuation down. So I mean, hey, you picked up maybe 30 points there. Now you got to be patient. Let's see how this shapes up, chat. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. If you're green on the day, guys, nothing wrong with letting this kind of set up a little bit. Let's see if we're gonna form something that looks convincing to want to trade it, right? So if we're gonna remain in the downtrend, you want to see lower lows and lower highs be put in, guys. You don't want to start seeing previous 5-minute candles get broken to the upside, because that's telling you that, you know, the price action is not necessarily aligning. You should start seeing, right, if we're gonna have a nice trend day now to the downside, you would expect to see lower lows and lower highs. If you start seeing previous candles break to the upside, guys, we could be in for chop suey. And there's a candle break right there. $15-minute candle right now. You know, you can kind of chop this up, guys, that we had a reaction off of this level down here. That's what it looks like at the moment. 15-minute chart, right? If you draw it across, this was like a reactionary level from overnight. So now it gets a little tricky, guys, because, all right, was that a retracement to the EMA and then we sell back off to the downside? But you got a bullish 15-minute or sorry, 5-minute candle. That's a bullish engulfing candle, guys, that just printed on the 5-minute chart. So it's kind of like you want to wait for more confirmation that we're going to drop here, right? And not kind of push out of this area right back inside of the ORB above 426. So if we can't break previous candles highs, you're looking for something that kind of convinces you that the run to the upside now it's over and we're going to flush to the back to the downside. And look at this push, guys. Right back inside, right back to the ORB high, or sorry, low of 24,426, chat. Now, that is the 14 EMA on the 5-minute chart, so I'm watching to kind of see how price reacts here. Getting this rollover kind of set up here. Now, this doji candle, guys, notice how we had that downside selling pressure to the downside. You had a bearish doji. And a lot of times when you get that doji with a small body like that, you will get a bullish reaction back the opposite direction because you've had selling pressure step into the market. So that could be the sign of a start of a reversal, right? That's basic like price action trading. So we need to kind of watch here to see, you know, do we have enough momentum to basically close back inside of, or back above, I should say, 24,426 or below. Because if bulls are able to reclaim that area, we could be headed back towards the top of the range, opening range at 24,526. So in my opinion, this, right, if we're going to sell back off, this could be the area where it starts to kind of happen, guys, right? You would expect to probably see some kind of rollover back to the downside, rejecting those EMAs. So if they can't kind of lose this area, then that's kind of telling you that reversal could be in full effect here. So we'll see what happens, guys. Got to be a little patient. We'll see how this 5-minute candle kind of plays out. Curious to see if it rejects and sells back off to the downside or not. Somebody said bye, bye, bye. I mean, I would love to see us basically back above the 14 EMA in that case, right? For longs. Candle closure above the 14 EMA. He meant goodbye. Yeah, you got to have patience here, guys. We got about 46 seconds left. We'll see how this thing closes out, and then we'll see if we can frame another trade. D, you coming out with the course? Probably at some point, Jay. We shall see. We have myself and PW. We've had a few conversations about it, so we'll see how that plays out. All right, 15 seconds left. We're at 1,600 likes, guys. While we're kind of waiting for this to kind of play out, do me a solid if you haven't already. Trying to get over 2,000 likes. We got 5,400 people tuned into the show. Getting some bullish momentum, kind of stepping back into the market. All right, push down right away. Keep in mind, guys, we're below all 3 EMAs at the moment, right? So that's why I'm kind of saying I would need us back above. I would love to see us back above the 14 for bullish momentum to kind of be a solid, I guess, kind of indication for me, guys, right? Because if we can't reclaim the 14, then we're not going to head higher. It's just simple as that. So, and this is just basically a lower high that's being formed, and we're going to come back down to 328 or lower. So, why are you not looking for shorts off the EMAs? Because we haven't had a candle that closed below the EMAs yet, right? So we haven't had a rejection candle after kind of tapping that EMA. This could be a trap to push higher. I would want to see a bearish candle close below the EMAs, because this could be a trap. And then you get a pop to the upside. Trap all the people trying to short it. All of a sudden, we're sitting back above 24,440 area. Hence what's happening right now. Right? This is why you don't short until you see a bearish candle on the... Here we go. Here we go. That's your answer right there. I've seen this too many times, guys. Right? So you want to see like a solid closure bearish candle off the EMAs. Until you get that, it's not really an indication to go short. It's looking like longs here, to be honest. For a pop back to 24,526 at the moment. So now we do have time on this candle. Yeah, look at it. Look at this pop, guys. You got about a minute 36 seconds left, and you're waiting to see now how price reacts. Does price have enough momentum basically to close back inside of back above that ORB low, guys, 24,426. And if so, that could be an indication that we're gonna try to head back to the top of the range. Because D-Bunny not new to this, he true to this? Yeah. Guys, I've been that guy trying to basically just short just off the reaction right back to the EMA. That's not a good idea, guys, right? You need to have price action kind of agree with what you're looking at, because it's easy to get chopped. And rest assured, somebody just got chopped, guys, right? Because they were trying to short it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, nope. But if we start getting like bearish candles close below these EMAs, that for me is more convincing that, right, it's time to get short, possibly. Until then, I mean, you're seeing higher lows, you're seeing higher highs in the short term be put in on the 5-minute chart. So it's just choppy. It is choppy, right? You can't deny that. But it's clearly trying to push here, guys, at the moment. Look at this push. So that's bullish, guys. That's not bearish price action at the moment. Right back inside of the ORB. Middle of the range. Rest assured that somebody just lost their accounts trying to short that, guys, right off the EMAs, and they learned the hard way, or at least got stopped out. Hopefully they got stopped out and they had a stop in place. So now, if you had like for a short, right? So I can't remember your username because we got a ton of like people kind of replying in the chat, but basically now if this current candle that we're in, 5-minute chart, say it flushes back down and it flushes all 3 EMAs and it's sitting back below 24,400, that to me, and it closes down there, that to me tells me that could be time to look for shorts, right? Green baby, time to get some coffee. James, nice. Done Easy 3. How do you always know what's happening to me? Because I've been that trader. I've been that person, guys. Nothing that I bring up I've already done it. Been trading for over 10 years. Here's a pop here. Do they have enough momentum to get us back to the top of the range, guys? A lot of times when you swipe the bottom of the range, the ORB, you will head back to the top, the ORB high, right? You swipe the low, a lot of times you'll head back to the ORB high. Is that going to play out today? We're going to find out. Or are we going to run out of steam before getting up there back towards 24,526? So there's kind of like a saying out there, guys, that the market pays people that are patient, right? Because if you're just kind of hopping into a trade because you're like, oh, it's at EMA, I got to take it, right? As an example, well, guess what? You're going to learn the hard way. It's going to work sometimes. Everything works sometimes, chat, in trading, but more often than not, you're going to get yoked. One-hour candle is bullish, guys. Question is going to be, do they have enough firepower to kind of take us higher? 4-hour chart currently at the moment is bullish. It has a nice bottom wick on it. So in my opinion, this is the make or break area because we're kind of sitting right above the 50 and 14 EMA, and if they're going to curl this back over, ideally to the downside, this would probably be an area that they would do it in because you got to get back below the EMAs. So but if that's the case, I don't feel like I have FOMO because once we get back below those EMAs, then you're looking, just looking for an entry, to be honest. That's it. That previous 15-minute candle was extremely bullish, guys. So do they have enough firepower to take us back down, or are we headed to the top? So I would have to say that the longer we kind of hang out and not flush, because you would expect probably to see how you put in a high up here, guys. So you're watching for 24,465. If that level gets broken, that's bullish, guys. Right? Because it's like we just put in a higher high. Like, so you're actually targeting back up towards 500. Because that means that we're headed to the top of the range. About 30 points plus from here. You had a reaction right off the 50 EMA, right back up. So, you see the target here. Yeah, that's about 40 points, guys, to the upside here, right? To that top of the range. They're going to push this. Did you mark out a 15-minute RB? Yeah, I had both. This is why I rather scalp. Yeah. So just a huge range, still horrible price action. Yeah. But if you bought out you got to kind of play this, guys, the way that it typically plays out, right? We know that if we got back inside of the ORB with momentum, more often than not, you'll get at least an attempt to try to get back to the top of that range, that ORB high, which is at 526. So that's where I'm getting that number from, right? That's not a random number. Now, if they kind of start to break down, then that's another story, right? Meaning that we can't kind of push higher. There's 486, 493. But you would expect, like, if we're going to remain bearish, guys, you don't want to see basically 24,443 get taken out, because you got some highs up here, lower highs here that were put in, and then you would expect for lower highs to be put in somewhere over here, right? And then you get more selling pressure back to the downside. Second market open, 8 minutes. Yeah. So nothing wrong with being patient here, guys. We're still stuck in the range. We're still stuck in the ORB range at the moment, right? So if you took longs off the bottom of the range, I mean, you actually picked up some decent points there, but nothing wrong with kind of waiting. All right, having a bit of a hard time here. So that's kind of setting up for possibly another lower high scenario, guys, for shorts to the downside here. So we got to see how this plays. Or a trap, right? And a crazy pop to the upside, because we've seen it both ways, guys. Look at this pop. chopping basically both sides. And then a crazy drop, right? Drop and pop, pop and drop. You gotta love it. Yeah, this is trappy trap, guys. Trappy trap time. So if you didn't hence the example what we're kind of saying, right? Nothing wrong with kind of waiting for a range break at the moment if we get it. Oil news at 10:30. Yep, you got oil news at 10:30. We'll see if that impacts, right? We do have it though. You got crude oil inventories coming up at 10:30, chat. So just being patient, guys. I'm not gonna diddle in the middle here. Count's already green, not gonna mess around with this cray price action, right? You just saw a crazy pop push up and then a drop right back down. A lot of people probably got chopped on that move. So and you got the crude oil news coming out at 10:30. We'll see what that brings. It's PW streaming nights this weekend. This week, I'm not. It doesn't seem like it, guys. I don't think so. So I know he's doing the pre-runs and all that, and then he's a Mexico guy, so I don't think he's he's getting ready for that race, to be honest. So but if he does, make no mistake about it, if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get a notification. Is it only red folder news we should be concerned about, D-Money? No, not necessarily. Crude oil, guys. There's a lot of talk about oil right now, right? So we don't know what that news could bring. So I would not be looking for a setup at 10:30. I will let that kind of open up and see how that plays, chat. Right? We know that something, if that forecast is off or whatever it is, you can get a lot of volatility. So. D, can you play Jerome's playlist? I know, right? So you're kind of getting these reactions back and forth, guys. A lot of people are getting chopped up right now. Right? You had a drop down to 4,646. You had a push back up to 513. And you got about 36 seconds left for this news to come out, crude oil inventories. What's gonna happen? We're gonna find out. Good morning from Montclair, New Jersey. Hey, good morning. So far, kind of a rejection, it looks like here, guys, right? Some kind of rejection. Could be forming that lower high, but who knows? We'll let this kind of play out. Got no interest in kind of chasing a news candle, guys, right? We'll let it do its thing and then we'll go from there. All right, so stuck in a range. We've seen this multiple times, guys. At some point, hopefully we'll get out of that range. Trying to push here. Looking a little bouncy. Nice bottom wick formed on the 5-minute chart on that news kind of like release, right? Doesn't mean that has to stay though, guys. We know that there's some trickery a lot of times going on. Somebody said it must hit 2507. It must, or you want it to? That's your TP or something? I mean, 526 is the high of the ORB, so I would imagine it's gonna, right? If they're gonna push it, it's gonna head there. But right now, it's not going anywhere, guys. It's bouncing back and forth. So nothing to kind of write home about, right? You want to see the momentum kind of step in either direction. And unfortunately, we've been seeing this, guys. Right, we've been seeing like these snooze fests after like, oh man, the initial move that you kind of get, and then the market kind of goes into hibernation. But this is definitely an area of interest, chat, because you got these lower highs basically kind of being set up. You at the top of the range here, lower highs currently at the moment, lower highs. So is that going to hold, or are we going to get an explosion here to the upside? All right, she's trying. Potential squeeze, yeah. Well, yeah, she's trying to go, but can it continue, right? That top wick that was put in, guys, that's the only issue now, right? You put in that top wick, but is there going to be follow through here with momentum to kind of push us, or we head it back down, right? It should go. Was able to put in that top wick, but that's not encouraging that it put it in and it had a pullback right back down. You want to see like an explosion, guys, right? Above like 520, 526. And I mean, you're just not getting it at the moment. You're getting these pullbacks. So you had like a little pop above the previous candle's high, and then pull right back down, right? So that's 15-minute candle. It is bullish, guys, but it has a small body. So this is what happens when you're like, a lot of times when you're in the middle of a range, guys, you get like this choppy action both directions. See, right back down. So I don't understand why I insist on trading every day. Yeah, that's you gotta. Well, I mean, I don't know if is it that, or is it that you know, are able to walk away after you've had maybe price action that align with what you're looking for, maybe you're green, etc., right? And being able to kind of hang it up and be like, hey, you know what? I caught some trade. Somebody posted pre-market that they were green already and that they weren't going to trade. So just as an example, right? So you're getting like this wick action, guys. Right, where it's like you buy off the bottom of the previous candle's wick, and then you get the retracement back up, etc., right? But definitely not clean here at the moment. $25, $550 incoming. It could. But I'll put it like this. It needs to happen probably sooner rather than later if they're going to push this thing, right? Because we're building out to, in my opinion, kind of, right? If we can't push up, guys, we're going to head lower. So you know, just taking some time here, right? So if maybe you're hopping onto the stream now, where just to kind of give you an update, we're stuck inside of the 15-minute opening range, guys. Took multiple trades, counts green, up over $1,100. Not looking to kind of, we're stuck in the middle of the range, waiting for a break in either direction at this point. Took multiple trades, right? Got chopped on the first ORB setup, but then was able to re-enter and gain the long. Had a pretty banging trade to the upside, actually, guys, right? Above that ORB high. You had a pop here of roughly 47 points. And then was able to capitalize on shorts. Very nice breakout to the downside down here on the ORB break to the downside, right? So you had below 426. You had a nice flush McGush down to about 91 points, right? So if you took the initial candle, about 50 points to the downside. So, and then here we are right back inside of the ORB. So not much to do here, except be patient, guys. Advice for upcoming full-time day traders. Advice, is it Shraggery? I feel like I butchered that, but look at this pop, guys.
Advice for upcoming full-time day traders?
So if you're saying like some advice, yeah, I mean, I would think take it slow. This is not a great time, in my opinion, to be, you know, if you're starting out now, you know, the only thing I tell you is that the price action hasn't been great. So pick your spots. Don't be afraid to take profit. Right, something's coming here, guys. We know that we're building up for something, whether that's a pop crazy to the upside here above 526, could be the move here. We're building up here, guys. We're not breaking down, right? So we're kind of like, we're building out the 14 EMA. So that's not bearish, that's bullish. So I'll just say to keep an eye out here. We might get an explosion, guys. We know how this price action's been very crazy. So take your time, though, right? If you're, hopefully, I mean, clearly you probably thought that through. Maybe I'm assuming you've got multiple payouts already, etc., right? If not, you definitely need to have some money put aside for bills for months and months, right? Just in case, you know, maybe you go through a rough patch of trading and you're not able to, you know, you're not getting payouts, etc. Got to be smart. Wouldn't we be in a range at the moment? Trap as much on the level and flush to the bottom. It could be, but I mean, it's you know, we know that we're not necessarily breaking down, guys, right? So we're getting these pops, we're getting heavy retracements, but we're not flushing as of yet. So current candle's a bullish engulfing candle as well. So it's almost like it's this has been happening where you buy off like the bottom wicks and you get like the right entry, then you try to ride the push up, right? Because if you don't trade it that way, it's easy to get chopped, guys. But either way, I mean, right now it's nasty. Getting these violent pops, getting the drops. I mean, you can see the 5-minute candle. And what's funny, guys, is that sometimes you'll be just kind of sitting here, then it'll just pop through 526, right? Out of nowhere. Above the ORB candles high. But once we get a break, you know, the momentum could kind of hopefully continue in that direction, guys. So if we get a break to the upside, hopefully that momentum continues. It just, this has been the norm, though. I hate to say that, but it's been the norm, right? That we kind of get back inside the ORB, then all of a sudden it takes hours to get outside of the opening range. I'm closing up shop, John. Gotcha. Yeah, look at the. I mean, there's really nothing going on right now, guys. Building up for something, but what is that gonna be? We're gonna find out. Until then, though, chop suey. And it looks like, all right, so we're getting close. Maybe that's what we're waiting for, guys. We're getting close to the close of 1 hour candle, right? So we're going to get some fireworks going into the close of the 1 hour candle. Or the open of the new 1 hour candle, right? Could be. Bit of a snooze fest here until the momentum kind of picks up in either direction, guys. So you're kind of getting these retracements, then the pop, then you get a pullback on the way up, right? We just put in a higher high, guys. Funny thing enough, we just put in a higher high, and then now the price action basically has been bearish after that, and then you get follow through, right? So that's why people are getting chopped, because they're like, oh, it's going green, let me get in, and then you get a pullback, a deep pullback, or a decent pullback, I should say, right? And then it'll span higher, kind of trapping both directions. You're getting 15-20 point pullbacks. All right, so we got about 8 seconds left before last 10 minutes of the 1 hour candle, guys. Curious to see if that's gonna kind of give us a spark here. What's for lunch today? Yeah, I'm not sure. Right, as we kind of navigate through this chop fest. Shout out to Dixon for the $1 donation. You about to eat a large everything pizza? You are? Yeah, I'm not. I'm more of a cheese guy, cheese pizza guy. You got to be leaning towards we're headed uppers, guys. It's just taking a while to get up there, right? 24,526, in my opinion, would be the level we're trying to hit. I mean, you see the previous highs are being broken on every 5-minute candle. So and then price dips back down. It's like funny if you look at it, guys. All right, see how like you've had these candles. So you got a high here, price comes down, retraces, puts in a higher high, comes down, puts in a higher high, comes down, puts in a higher high, right? So that's how people are getting chopped, because they're like, oh well, why is it going down if should be kind of going, it should be going up, right? So that's some cray price action, guys. Is Trump speaking now? No, not that I'm aware of. How come you don't eat at McDeath? I mean, aka McDonald's. Oh man, that was intense there. Same thing now, guys, right? Higher high. Probably a pullback. Yeah, I mean, I'll get a sundae, guys, from McDonald's. I haven't had it in years, so I can't even tell you the last time, guys. I've probably 5 or 10 years. McDonald's, guys. I don't go. I'm more of a Chick-fil-A guy, to be honest. Not a McDonald's guy, guys. More of a Chick-fil-A guy. Plus, if I got my daughter as well, so little nugget action. Why not? This price action is horrible. Yep. When you're right, you're right. I mean, it's just no follow through, guys. Now, is that it for the upside, right? We're gonna find out. You got less than 5 minutes for the less than 6 minutes for the 1 hour candle to kind of finalize here, guys. So are we gonna get a pop here up to 526? We got pretty close. 519.50 was the high, and then you had a pullback. But we've been getting these like pops and then pullbacks, so and that could have been it for let's see now what happens, right? Because is that it for the upside, guys? Because we've had like all these highs be put in, right? And then we had a bearish reaction back down. So is that it? Or are we just gonna get a crazy pop up here above 526? Markets are just stalled. Yep. But that's been the case days on days, guys. Not much to write home about here, guys. Just kind of waiting, right? We know we got an hour candle closing out. You know, you're keeping an eye out for that high up there, 526. But if we can't break that, then that was, you know, that was just the attempt now to kind of get to the top of the range. And did we run out of steam? That's the question. And then market, you know, so we're going to find out here going into the close of the 1 hour candle, chat. You got about 3 minutes left. So that candle is bullish. Keep in mind, it is bullish. So, question is, you know, will that kind of carry over to the next candle, guys? Next 1 hour candle. But it is funny that we've been kind of getting this price action. We kind of talked about it pre-market that we were hopeful that we didn't start to kind of stall out. So something's coming. What is it gonna be? Massive push to the upside or a drop? Sell off. We going down. Downtown Julie Brown. Yeah. I mean, the longer we kind of hang up, the longer, in my opinion, we hang out up here, Chad, and we can't break through the highs. Yeah, we're gonna get a retracement, right? About a minute left. You ever use previous session highs and lows for targets? It all depends. Sometimes. And there's your pullback, guys. There's your pullback. All right, so this 1 hour candle is gonna close bullish, chat. Super bullish. You got about 6 seconds left on that candle, and you're kind of hanging out. Oops, let me put that back. Kind of hanging out right at the EMA. I'm calling it. It's gonna flush. Watch. Yeah. I mean, well, I mean, in theory, if it can't break to the upside, it is gonna flush. I mean, that's right. But it is holding the EMAs. It's just not. You know, something's coming, guys. You're just kind of waiting for that volatility to step into the market. That's all you can do. I mean, we can speculate what direction, but I mean, I would say though that yeah, the longer it kind of hangs out here and stops putting in higher highs, that's not great for longs. And you've had the last 3 candles on a 5-minute chart that basically put in lower lows, guys. Or sorry, lower lows and lower highs as well, right? But that does not mean as of yet though that right, we're just kind of chopping. So haven't lost the EMAs yet. You need a candle to close basically below the EMAs on a 5-minute chart, in my opinion. So we need to be back below 24,471 for momentum to kind of step into the downside, guys. So this is like a support level right here that we're bouncing right off of, right back up. So at the moment. Hence why people are getting chopped. D-Money, no money. Even your EMA is not moving on this stupid price action. Yeah, just got to be patient, guys. You got a lot of top wicks. You know, it's clearly brewing for something. You get a close below, you start losing these lows down here below 460. Could get momentum to kind of pick up. So now, I mean, it's forming as bearish, right? Because you got some highs, lower high, starting to put in some lower highs immediately, guys, right? 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd candle so far. So you're kind of watching to see how that plays out. Right back up so far. Just boring, guys, right? I mean, it's kind of like chopping both directions. Still waiting on that nice explosion, Mr. D? Yeah. Well, we could be waiting for a while, apparently. I think we're all waiting for something to happen. Got about 30 seconds left on the current candle, chat. The good thing is, I mean, hey, we did talk pre-market about being smart, guys, and looking for your A+ setups. Right now, this is not clearly, we're in a range, so this is not an A+ kind of, there's nothing, to be honest, that's giving you solid follow through here. So when it breaks, it's gonna go dummy. Yeah, I agree. Whatever direction they send it, guys, meaning that the momentum, like kind of like that picks up in the market, could be a pretty drastic move, right? Because it's taking a while. So you do see you got lower highs basically being set up. You just kind of took out previous lows here. All right, starting to flush here. Trying anyway. You had a drop to 461, but then that classic pullback. All right, shorts are, bears are starting to step in here, guys. You finally were able to break out below those lows, right? 455. There it is. There it is. So shorts here, guys, to 426, right? Because you're targeting at this point the bottom of that range, 426 or lower. Make no mistake about it. You got until 400 actually, because that's the top of this box down here, guys. So pretty significant drop there. You would love to see it basically close below like the 14 and 50 EMA, maybe push up, form some kind of top wick, and then expand back lower on the next candle, guys, right? Because you had a flush here. That was a pretty significant drop of 53 points. Somebody said all in long. I mean, you're getting a push right back up, but I don't know how I feel about longs at the moment. I need to start seeing previous highs get taken out. We've hung out too long up top, guys, and we couldn't break highs. So unfortunately for longs, right? I would be looking at 426 and then potentially 407. And when I say too long, I'm just simply saying that why did it take so long if we were gonna break higher, right? That doesn't make sense, guys. There's more downside. There's 436. There's 430. There it is, guys. There's 427. So you got to tap right there. If you took that short, there it is. There's 426, 425, guys. You got to love that. So if you're long, unfortunately, you got burned there. You were going against the momentum in the market. So if you took that short call out there, guys, drop a W in the chat. You got to love it. Just kind of talk through that level because you saw the reaction off the 14 and 50 EMA. And make no mistake about it, chat. Lower 400s here are on the way, more than likely here, right? So because you got... And there it is. There's more downside. So now you might get a pop back up, new candle, form some kind of top wick, and then we sell back to the downside. Cray drop there, though. That previous 5-minute candle was actually 73 points to the downside, guys. Took a while to kind of play out. But we did see lower highs on the way down. And that kind of signified that the trend was kind of changing. So you break 414, you're targeting inside of this box, chat, 380 level. More than likely. Could happen pretty quick because price has a lot of momentum to the downside. So just kind of be cautious of that, guys. That you could get a pretty quick drop. Because it already formed a top wick, and then you would want to see like more continuation down, right? If they're gonna kind of flush this, but remains to be seen if they have enough momentum to kind of keep it down below the ORB candles low at 426. So formed the top wick, pushed up. You're getting like a reaction here. Not a lot of follow through so far, right? So now the 15-minute candle, it is super bearish, guys. It's 3 minutes left, so there's time left on the 15-minute candle. There is time left. So that bottom box that I have drawn out, guys, if we're gonna flush, we're headed there. We're headed inside of this box, 392 or lower. And there you go. We just tapped the box, chat. There's 398. Took a quick short there. You gotta love it. Took a quick short down to 394. You gotta love that, guys. There is the level. So we're calling it out before it happens. If you're fading me, unfortunately, you're losing. So there's 391 inside of that box. You gotta love it. You had a nice flush of 415 to low, and then you had more continuation down, guys. That was actually over 25 points on the drop. So, hey. You gotta love it. So if you took the trade there, it didn't move quick, guys. You got to be quick on some of these trades because of the volatility. Drop a W in the chat. We just out here trying to make a little monies. And notice how we were able to get to 24,389. 391 was an initial area I was kind of pointing out on the chart. So. Room to the downside? Yeah, so that room to the downside, I mean, you still have more downside, guys, where this arrow is potentially, right? 24,325. Now, you got to keep in mind that, so remember earlier, somebody was like, hey, how come you didn't short out the EMAs? Well, because we didn't have a solid candle closure below the EMAs, guys. This is what you're looking for, where my cursor is. If you're looking to get short, you were looking for something with momentum that was able to flush through. Basically, see how we closed through all 3 EMAs, guys, in one candle? That's telling you that there's selling pressure to the downside. You're not looking to get long. You're looking for shorts. So this previous 5-minute candle was able to flush all 3 EMAs right back down, guys. So all these little higher lows and all this structure here got taken out in one candle. That's how you got to look at it. It just took a while. We had to be patient. Oh man, you gotta love social media, guys. Well, we're out here doing it. We're rocking out, chat. Yeah, here's where I get tempted to get long after all this drop. A new trader, haha. Yeah, I'm not tempted for that. Right, I will be probably more than likely looking for a retracement, push up, and then more sell side pressure, guys. We hung out too long, so that's what you got to start noticing, guys. When you see us hanging out too long, up like looking to the left, I had this level mapped out. So I had these highs up here mapped out, and we were taking too long to get above those highs, guys. Right, we had multiple attempts. Right, failure, 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 failure. Failure, right? And you're starting to curl over and you're putting in lower highs. That's signaling that we could be headed lower. So It just took too long, guys, right? There, and there you go. There's more selling. Look at that, guys. All right, there's a drop to that box that we had drawn out. You got to love it. 24,335. Just got hit. Cray Cray with Lil Ray Ray. That level's been drawn out since hours ago, guys, right? And there you go. There's a flush of that level. Now, that level, guys, was basically the 4-hour charts, like bottom wicks. And there's a lot of room here, guys, to 200 or lower. Make no mistake about it. So somebody was trying to get long, and I was trying to advise against it. I hope they didn't get long there because they just got destroyed. That account, more than likely, is gone. Use the code PW. Oh, man. Hey. Guys, at the end of the day, you can't say that I didn't kind of talk through this setup, right? We can't say it. Nobody can say it, guys. Because, hey, you fade. Today's not the day to fade. D-Money. Wayne, that's rude. Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta have a sense of humor, guys, right? If you lost the account, I mean, you still want to get the best deal on a new account, you got to use the code PW. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help you. All right? I see a fellow trader in need. Oh, man. So, well, Cray Cray with Lil Ray Ray, guys. You can always tell people that probably they tried to fade you guys. They're upset because you made that comment, right? Because if you listen to what I was saying, it's hard to imagine that you didn't make money here, chat, right? When we literally, I kind of talked. I had levels drawn out for hours at this point. I'll do it with your next move, D. I know, right? We just had a crazy flush bagush to the downside, guys. Do me a solid if you haven't already. Let's check the likes. Where are we at with likes, guys? I dropped a lot of sauce here. Gotta be honest. Dropped a lot of sauce. And you just had some crazy short downside action here. So let's see where we're at with likes. So we over 2,000 likes, chat? We got over 4,800 people still tuned into the show. And unfortunately, chat, we are at 1,900 likes. Wow. Only 1,900 likes, guys. Just dropped a lot of sauce. Do me a solid, hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed to the channel, we rock out Monday through Friday, no later than 9 a.m. Just trying to make a little money. Finally got the break. I think this is a really good example, chat, of being patient. And because, you know, you had a lot of knee-jerk reaction back and forth. We couldn't get a breakout above the ORB high, right? People were getting trapped up here. You got top and bottom wicks on a lot of these candles up here, consecutive, right? And then you got to be patient and wait for the real move, guys. That's the hard part of trading a lot of times, is being patient and waiting for momentum. So when myself and PW, when we talk about momentum, guys, notice how this was the candle. In my opinion, this was the trigger candle for that momentum kind of to shift to the downside. And also, notice how all these previous candles where my cursor is, guys, notice the candle body. You see how they're very small compared to this candle? Notice how large this candle body is? That's telling you that there's momentum stepping into the market. That's what you're trying to trade. If you're looking at these small candles, you're going to get chopped, because it's just back and forth action. You need conviction. You need the price. You know, you want to join the market when it's in momentum in one direction. So I think that's a pretty good example of kind of explaining momentum, guys. And you're leveraging the EMAs as well, because you're looking at it and you're like, man, that candle was able to close below the 14, the 50, and the 200 in one candle. That's a lot of strength in that candle to the downside, right? So you would not be looking, in my opinion, for longs there. You would be looking to join the momentum to head lower. I need a lot more sauce for this dry pork chop. Oh, man. Shout out to Ash. $10 donation. I appreciate it. You gotta have news. You gotta have news events up, D. So let's see where we're at, chat. 2,100 likes. Let's keep the likes flowing, and we'll keep the punchlines going. You gotta love it. Oh man, why not? So while we're at it, chat, we're gonna go ahead and do the weather report. Don't you worry. If you thought I forgot, I did not. You're highly mistaken. So your weather report for Fort Lauderdale today, currently at the moment, chat, it is 80 degrees. The high today is going to be 83. The low is 63 degrees, and it's sunny, chat. I hate to say it, but that's pretty much perfect weather for the beach. No rain in sight. You got to love it. And that's your weather forecast brought to you by the BDH and DMONEY. Oh man, D-Money, if you were my lady, I'd take you to Nobu. Yeah, we won't be going to Nobu, sir. We will not be going to Nobu, sir. I'll pass on that, but I appreciate the kind gesture. But this is about that time, chat. We know between 10:30 and 11 o'clock, we get people that get bold after a few good trades. It feels like that's the trend, right? We get a few good trades flowing, and people, their inhibitions get flowing, guys, and they start to get a little loose. And they start to kind of voice how they feel. But guess what? No, sir. I would not be headed to Nobu with you, sir. Oh, man. But Ginger said she might go. She said she got to see a picture, right? You didn't have a picture on your user ID. So we got to screen you before she joins you on that date, sir. Look at this push right back up, guys. Cray with Lil Ray Ray. You got to love that. After crazy flush to the downside, here's a 100-point candle right back up. Right below that little support area that I had drawn out on the chart, guys, right? You had a swipe of it, and then you had a push right back up. You got to love that. But I mean, overall, guys, I think you have to be. I hope you guys, my goal, chat, on a serious note, is that trying to add value to the space, right? The trading space out there. So hopefully, somebody's learning something, guys, kind of tuning into the streams, and you're kind of learning how I trade, how I read the market. Doesn't mean it's always going to work. You guys are going to see trades where I get chopped. You're going to see losing trades. I mean, that's part of it. But more importantly, I think if you can start kind of assessing the market, what's happening, a lot of times that will keep you out of trouble and kind of keep you ready for the real move that's ahead. Like we had that downside kind of selling momentum, right, that stepped in. Look at the bottom wick on the current 15-minute candle, chat. Right back up into the second, the initial support box, right? You got to love this. This is some stellar price action. So now if you're a bear, you will be looking to see if price stays back below these 3 EMAs, guys, right? You don't want to see price back above 24,424 because in my opinion, that could be, a very bullish indication. You want to see price basically start rolling back over to the downside after a nice retracement if you're a bear. Because we've already broken out of this support level to the downside. Technically, this is a resistance level now as well, and you will want to see more downside selling pressure, right? If you're a bull, then you're looking for previous candles highs to continue to get broken, not just one candle high, right? So you see, like, immediately to the left, this current 5-minute candle so far has not been able to take out the previous candle's high. So if we're going to remain bullish and this is going to start a pretty decent reversal, then we have to take out the previous candle's high, right? 24,409 needs to get taken. And then we head back towards 24,426 or higher. Funkle Tim, I appreciate the $10 donation as well. You gotta love it. Bearish. Supposedly a nuclear plant was hit in Iran. All right, let's see if we can pull that up. Great trading, D. I've been trading 3 years. I must say it's not easy. Tell Jerome I said what up, though. Shout out to Vince. Jennifer, keep it up. $5 tip. I appreciate the $5 tip, Jennifer. You gotta love it. Yo, D, are you checking VIX for a reference? No, I am not. I'm just being honest, I don't, right? So I know a lot of people out there do, guys, and I'm not that streamer chat that's going to tell you that something does not work. I just know myself as a trader, and when I do that, guys, now you guys will see me occasionally pull up NVIDIA, stuff like that, right? But I try not to put a ton of weight, chat, because I made a mistake early on trading, and I've said this multiple times, guys, where I would put a lot of weight on what the VIX is doing, what VWAP is doing, or this indicator or that indicator. And then I'll automatically, chat, in full transparency, I would just hop in, right? Oh, we're at the VWAP. I got to take a long. And that does work, right? That does work. You're going to see that probably work multiple times throughout a session, guys, in all honesty. But guess what? There's going to be times when it doesn't work, like everything else. And if maybe your size too large because you're like, oh, I feel great, this has to bounce. That's the worst thing that can happen, guys. Price action is always going to be the best indicator. So the minute you kind of acknowledge that and you recognize that any indicator out there is lagging, but price action and momentum is real time, that it's going to give you, I feel, and I'm sure PW feels the same way because he obviously trades momentum as well. That's going to give you somewhat of an edge over traders out there, guys. They're putting too much on other indicators or cross-referencing other pairs, etc. Right? Like, oh, ES is dropping, so Nasdaq has to, right? Like, guys, we've seen that where NQ can ES could be doing something, chat, and then NQ goes on a 200, 300 plus point run, and then it decides to go in the direction of ES, right? Or vice versa. So just keep that in mind. Nothing against it, right? But you just have to be mindful that they don't always line up. They're not always correlated. I have a few points that need to align. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a smart way to do it, right? You need more than one. Typically, you want a lot of things to kind of shape up in your favor, chat, when you're trading. So, we had momentum to the downside, right? We had bearish, we had pretty large bearish candles. We had bearish EMA cross. We had lower highs being put in. There's a lot of things that align for those shorts. And currently at the moment, you're watching at this level that I pointed out. This is the level. This is the make or break area at the moment for the bulls, chat. They need to get back above the 14 EMA, 24,430, and close, and then continue that upside momentum, right? If they don't, and we fail, and you start seeing bearish momentum step back in the market, then we could be looking for a retracement back towards 289. So just keep that in mind. What website are you using for folder news? You can leverage onlypropfirms.com. For show. Is this a lower high forming? I mean, we're gonna find out. See, the question is, what time frame are you looking at, right? If you're looking at the 5-minute chart, you got lows down here, and then we're starting to curl back over to the upside, chat. That's what's happening at the moment. We're pushing. We are pushing back up to the upside. So, you know, you want us to basically hold the 14 EMA needs to be held, in my opinion, 24,431. And then you get above the 50 with momentum, 24,447, and then you're could be targeting up above 500. So, but if we cannot close above all three of these, both of these EMAs, guys, then that is not, you know, you could be looking at a retracement. So you need to watch to kind of see how price is reacting. Because and what I'm trying to say here, chat, we know that we had a big old range. We talked about that at the beginning of the stream. So if you look at the 1-hour chart, we had this big old range. And right now we just had a reaction off of the bottom, like towards the middle of that range, and we're pushing back up, right? So need to be cautious, need to kind of know where we're at. And like I said, in my opinion, this is a make or break area at the moment for the bulls. They need to get back above these EMAs. You start losing these EMAs, guys, back below 418. Look out for 375 or lower, which would put us back inside of this first box, support box, right? Because now temporarily you've had a drop below this area that will support, push back above both boxes, which technically now they're support again, guys, right? Because you're back above them. So now they technically act as a form of support as well. So you got support down here technically, and you're looking at this expansion currently happening on the 5-minute chart back up to the upside. So just be mindful of what's going on with price. Oh, we got, who is that? Somebody's inquiring how Ginger is. She said everything's good at the BDH. You gotta love it. I'm not gonna lie, D, no matter what the market does, you got it covered. If it goes down, you said, you mentioned, if it goes, you mention it. If it goes up, you said you mentioned it. If it goes down, you said you mentioned it. I can't. So Cantu, what are you talking about, man? Like, so what's the point of your comment? So the commentary comes along with streaming. If you're a live streamer, right, you have to be able to read the charts and know both sides of the market. So because the market doesn't move in a straight line, I literally called out shorts, I called out longs today. So what are you getting at, Cantu, before we boot you out of the chat? Like, you got to be kidding me. So I want to be, we're going to give him a chance here, guys, right? So Cantu, are you being like sarcastic, or are you, maybe you got a typing error on your computer? We're trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here, man. So I'm not trying to, right? No, what I'm saying is you cover both sides, so we can't we can't make good decisions. What? How can't you make a good decision, man? I literally talked through shorts. Oh man, you got to be kidding me here. So guys, when you're trading, first of all, you're never going to be right 100% of the time, chat, right? So, but I'm simply, if I'm seeing price at a level that it could go either direction, guys, I have to, that's my job to call that out, right? I'm literally trying to help traders by telling you that this is a maker, as an example, this is a make or break area, guys, because we just had a bearish EMA cross and price closed with momentum to the downside, right? We're back at that level. We're back at the EMAs. So if we break above it, and that's why I try to phrase it how I phrase it, guys. And I literally say, right, hey, if you're a bull, you want us back above the EMAs. If you're a bear, you want us to start losing the EMAs. Gee golly willigers, guys, what's happening right now? We're losing the EMAs and we're flushing back to the downside. I mean, I don't get it. So it's just right. So like, because if I didn't say that, guys, right, if I didn't say that, hey, you know what bulls and bears probably would be looking for, then that's not helping anybody, right? And I'm just kind of explaining price action because I'm a price action and momentum trader. So you have an idea after trading for 10 plus years what price on a rejection back to the downside should look like. And sure enough, it's happening right now, guys, right? So it's kind of funny how, you see how that works, chat? Rejection right off the EMAs. There's a 50-point drop. It's a compliment, bro. Maybe, yeah. We're gonna let it go, guys. Right? So I'm not sure, but you know, I'm not here to, my job is not to confuse you, chat. I'm trying to give you clarity on how I read the market. So I'm not sure, you know, the part about saying like, oh, we're confused. Maybe you're confused because you haven't quite found your way or a strategy, and you're trying to look for a signal or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, right? But I have to talk through what you would be looking for as a bull and a bear. I mean, that's part of trading. Gee golly willigers, yeah, I know. D-Money, there are trolls everywhere and negative people. Just kick them out. Why even bother? He can't move like water. He shouldn't day trade. Yeah, you got to be fluid, chat. You got to be able to, I mean, it's always like nothing is ever going to be one-sided, chat, right? And the reason why I say that, and I'm not trying to harp on it, but after you had a reversal of 130 points to the upside, guys, after that downside move, you need to be aware that there could be a possibility that we continue higher. That's trading, right? Like, you got to be aware of that the bulls had enough strength to take us back up 132 points. So you're not just looking for shorts automatically. You need to see price action agree with your thought process that, okay, now could be a time to short, which would be us rejecting the EMAs for more selling pressure, right? I mean, that's what you will want. And now you will want the same thing, right? Price pushes up, forms some kind of top wick, and then it flushes to the downside, guys. That's it. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. Sleepy Mocha, D-Money, you're the best I've ever seen at explaining price action in real time. Hey, I appreciate that. But yeah, we're not a signal service, guys, and I think you know, like I said, I'm not gonna, you know, we're not gonna ban them because I'm not quite sure on the maybe there's a translation issue or whatever it is, guys. But you know, it's just funny how that works out, right? We literally got the reaction off the EMA that you want if you're a bear. And there's always a battle, chat, right, going on between the bulls and the bears. That's just how the market works. So right now, all right, price pushed up, formed a top wick on the current 5-minute candle, and now it's trying to extend lower. You take out previous candle low, you could get more selling pressure down here to lower 300s. That's just it, right? I mean, that's... D-Money, that's good of you to explain your process without blasting him out. Yeah, I'm not trying to, guys. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not, you know, like I said, we'll let it ride. Bro, you're so innocent. Guys, I you know, you got to give people the benefit of the doubt until otherwise, chat. That's how I was raised, right? You give people the benefit of the doubt unless there's something blatantly there that doesn't grant that in life, chat. There's more sell side. And that's the proof of kind of like what you're looking for, guys, right? Maybe he's new to the stream. Continue watching. You'll kind of see how I break down the market. And guys, I understand. I'm not naive. Everybody's not gonna enjoy my style of trading, or they're not gonna, you know, that's just what it is. I'm well aware of that, right? There's other streamers out there. There's other channels, but I'll put it like this. I'm gonna continue to do my best to break down what I see in the market and call out what I see and take these trades, guys. So that's it. Can you help me understand how you do the entry? Do you wait for a price just to hit market? Can you explain? So yeah, you're using, and you're just basically getting a rollover here, chat. That's what's happening, right? Price is rolling over back to the downside. You had a push, a pretty aggressive push back to the EMAs, and then you had that reaction right back down. And notice how we kind of talked about this earlier. The body of this candle that rejected right off the EMA, it had a very small candle body, guys, right? Notice how the candle that opened up immediately afterwards had a large candle right back below 2 EMAs, and it gave you that downside momentum to the downside, about 50-point drop. So if you're looking for entries, a lot of it depends, right? If you're trading the ORB, a lot of times my entry is above the ORB candle's high or low if I'm looking for a drop to the downside. It just depends on what you're trading. If the market's really choppy, a lot of times it is better to put in a entry, put in an order versus market, because right, who knows if your entry is going to be chopped. So you're almost better off. So now, like, if you want more downside here, you don't want 391 to get taken out, guys, right? You don't want to see previous candles highs get taken out. You want to see more continuation back towards 343. Previous candles bottom wick. Yo, D, I started a new eval just to trade on the 5-minute with you. I used the 1 minute and the 21 EMA, but I want to try this momentum style of the 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's gonna work the same, Drew. It's just a matter of I personally, chat, I get faked out too much on the 1 minute chart. That's why I shifted to the 5-minute chart. And there's more downside kind of stepping in, right? So you're targeting now potential 340 or lower if it continues to the downside here, guys. Put in a new low below this previous candle, 5-minute chart. And you're coming back off of that area that was support, right? It was support, turn resistance, turn support. Now it's back to resistance to the downside. So yeah, momentum trading it works on all time frames, guys. We get that question a lot. What about stocks? What about Forex, etc.? Yeah, it's price action. So it's gonna work. It's gonna apply on any time frame. It's just on with choppy action like this, chat, that we've been getting. I would have to think, other than like breakout trades, that it could be a little bit more difficult in the 1 minute chart as well, right? The more choppier we get, the harder, in my opinion, it is to trade lower than the 5 minute chart. That's just my opinion, guys. Do you have a course or videos on your strategy? There's plenty of there's content on the page. Look out for these lows, guys, on that box to get tapped, right? 343. But basically, yeah, we have content on the page. There will be more content coming. Could be a course coming down the line as well. Stay tuned. How many contracts? 1 to 2 contracts. Typically 1 to 2 contracts. AD, I'm new here. Are you streaming every day? I enjoy how calm you are. Thank you. Shout out to Cheeseballs8. Like the username. Yeah, so I'm streaming Monday through Friday. PW's out. He's in Mexico, guys. He's doing some racing, trophy truck racing last week and this week. He was getting ready for it. I think the actual race is Saturday. So I am streaming the Open, obviously, for the rest of this week. And then next week, I know he's back. I'm not sure of the schedule yet. A lot of times we stream together. But typically on a normal week, he is streaming the Open, chat, and then I come on immediately afterwards. So, but yeah, for the rest of the week, I will be doing. So for Thursday, Friday, I will be 9 a.m., guys. Obviously, right? You'll see, if you're not subscribed to the channel, first of all, if you're new here, thanks for tuning into the stream. If you're a loyal viewer every day, obviously, I appreciate you guys as well. But if you're new, maybe this is your first time or first few times tuning in. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll get a notification when we're live as well. So, you gotta love it. I want to keep you. Thank you. I look forward to meeting the team. Subscribe first week. Let's go. Javi the Great. People really don't understand how lucky they are to watch and hear D-Money trade, bro. Hey, man, I definitely try, guys. I don't think I'm the best trader out there. I got things I got to work on just like the next trader. But rest assured, I'm going to do the best job I can do, guys, every day. Right? Doesn't mean I'm going to win every trade. Doesn't mean I'm not going to blow accounts. Doesn't mean that, right? I mean, that's going to happen. Not a robot. We talked about that, I think, a lot yesterday on the stream, that you know, you're gonna have ups and downs, peaks and valleys. I talked to my brother again yesterday afternoon, guys, as we get ready for this 1 hour candle to kind of close out in less than 10 minutes. And I was like, hey, did you request a payout through Apex? So if you guys missed that yesterday, my brother, I think he has about $1,000 sitting there ready to take on an Apex new end of day drawdown account, 50K. You gotta love it. So I think he's able to take out about $1,000. He was gonna run it. He was gonna try to run it to, you know, for the full payout of 2,000. And I said, no, sirree, Bob. In my opinion, I think you should take it. So I got to get with him today. Last night I had my daughter, guys, and was focused on giving her dinner and a bath and all that stuff and getting her ready for bed. And then, so I didn't talk to him later on that night. So I'm gonna find out today if he took the payout. KC 45. You have yet? This is not a signal service. Yeah, it's not a signal service, chat. Right. However, I'm simply taking trades and kind of walking through what I'm looking for in the market, my thought process. Let's do this, chat. Let's get some interaction with the chat. If you're green, how much are you up on the day, guys? Are you green? Are you red? Let's see how much, who's making money. In full curiosity here. Let's see where we're at. Saw a lot of W's in the chat. Felt like I had some pretty good call outs, guys, to be honest, of trades that I took. So I see 500 green. D, would you be opposed to Krispy Kreme? What? If it's coming from a guy, I will not be taking a Krispy Kreme. 1K DJ Riri, let's go. 3,000 Funkle Tim, you gotta love it. Up 1,600, down 20. Is that $20? Negative $3. Is that $3 or points, guys? $1,500 up, 5K up. 660 up. Red 300. Facts check channel big red. $250 green. 975 green. 3,000 in the positive. 483, 383. 1,000 in the green. Red negative 1,200 green. Quite a bit. LOL. He's an awesome dad. God bless D-Money here. I appreciate that. Definitely try, guys. Dr. Z, she's green. Let's go. Up 1,600. Up 1,900. Somebody's red 600. Somebody's up 6,400. So guys, I'm curious. The people that are red, what trades did you take? I know I definitely called out a ton of trades, guys, that were banging trades. So not yours, huh? Somebody put it. I'm always curious though, right? Over leverage. Yep, that happens. That happens. Yeah, you got to be smart, chat. I talked about this yesterday. There's nothing wrong. And I think even at the beginning of the stream today, I talked about it. Nobody said you got to copy trade in conditions like these. Nobody says that you can't size down. When I gave that, when I made that comment, somebody was like, yeah, or size down to micros, right? You got to be smart. Negative $170 due to London trades, but $500 plus in New York. Yeah. Trade it now. I've done that so many times. That's why I quit trading, to be honest. I think I mentioned this the other day, chat. I had to, and now that I'm trading, obviously, Monday through Friday on YouTube, it's easier for me. So I do have that as an advantage over somebody that, let's say, that's working a traditional job. I get that 100%. But if you go back and look at your trade history, chat, and you've been green, you're having a pretty good win rate, whether that's Globex Open or US session. Why are you trading London session? Right? So that's and I'm guilty of that, chat, because it's kind of like I used to be that trader. I would just be like, hey, the market's open, I'm gonna trade. I'm that good. Well, guess what? Chances are you're not that good, right? Because you're gonna have fatigue, mental fatigue that kicks in, chat, at some point, right? You can only be mentally sharp for so long trading. Even if you don't realize it or feel like tired, mentally you're not going to be as sharp, right? So just kind of keep that in mind, that a lot of times you find yourself trading chop just because you're like, oh, I gotta take a trade. I have to trade this. So now, London, guys, if London is your strong session, I'm gonna say this, because I saw somebody say that, oh, nothing wrong with trading London. It is if it's not your strong session, right? If your win rate, if you look at your win rate and your win weight, and you got a win rate of 60, 70, 80% in the US session, but you're trading 20, 30% in London session, you probably want to scrap London. Right? Now, if you live in the UK or that's your time zone, as an example, I get it, right? Because it's going to line up with you. But keep that in mind, guys, that you know, if you're strong, you know, I can tell you right now, there's traders out there that know for a fact that they trade better during the US session. So you probably shouldn't be trading London session. Win rate. Yeah. Win. Yeah. So So that's just my 2 cents, chat. There is nothing wrong with trading the London session. There's nothing wrong with trading Asian session. There's nothing wrong with trading Globex Open. However, if there's a big skew in win rate percentage, guys, for you, you probably need to stick to the one that you're good at. That's all I'm saying. Because that was the case for me. I'm only sharing that from experience, chat. Just keeping it real. People can think that you know, I could trade London. Okay, hey, you gotta. At the end of the day, chat, I don't decide when you trade anyways. Your accounts. But you know, don't come to the chat saying that you lost XYZ. You didn't take D-Money's advice, and now you're pissed off. I'm just saying, because I've done it. Yep, 100K down over 2 years and rebuilding penny stocks life learning. Cheese balls 8. We all have to find the strategy and market that works for you. There is no single strategy to make money. You need to follow one that you're comfortable with. I agree, Leon. I agree, 100%. I was down 100K, 1K. Now I'm up 1,100. Nice. There's nothing wrong with going short here. Well, I mean, previous candles high just got taken out. You've had multiple previous candles highs get taken out on 1 5-minute candle. So, I mean, you would probably prefer back below 350. In my opinion. New here, D-Money, how's the trading today? Yeah, pretty good. Sharp. Account's green. We're up $1,720 on this account, guys. We'll take it, right? And we'll see what else the day brings. You had quite a bit of time. You had a choppy start to the session because we had opening range breakout attempt to the upside here at 9:30, right? This is 9:30's candle where my cursor is, guys. You can see that. So tried to play the break, right? Saw the momentum kind of building, got yoked. Didn't like the price action, close it out. Once we were able to get back above the high, took longs. That paid. Had a few short trades on this break to the downside below 426. That was a pretty good trade. And then you kind of got stuck in this range for over 30 minutes and then was able to kind of capitalize on some of this on the way down as well. So pretty good day, chat. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking for shorts right now with how this current 5-minute candle is forming because you got that's a bullish engulfing candle. So, and see, the way that I trade, you need lows to start kicking back, you know, to start basically popping up in the market. So previous candles lows need to get taken. So I would want to see us start taking out previous candles lows, like the previous candle 24,351. So if we can't do that, I'm not looking to short, especially after a bullish engulfing candle. I mean, if you want to be risky, you can. You put your stop above the candle, right? But that's not necessarily how I trade it. So Blue 2 accounts today. I'm reading the chart with you, but my stops are so tight I get stopped out before the big move. So double, maybe you got to lower your position size, right? Because if you're getting stopped, maybe you're trading too big and you're trying to keep your risks like under control. I don't know what size your account is. So, but if you're getting stopped, maybe you need to lower your size. Somebody kind of mentioned that earlier, that Nothing wrong with trading micros. Guys, you can make a lot of money with micros. When you're getting candles that are 50, 60 points on a lot of these candles, 5-minute candles, that adds up. So don't think that you can't trade micros and still make a lot of money. You can, chat. I'm up 4,200 on micros today. Let's go. Shout out to Omega Hazard. I see another comment. Somebody's up 4,000. Wow. 2,400. Somebody 4,000. Another person. Yeah, 40-pointer on 3 micros hits like a 15-pointer on 1 mini, and you get to hold it a bit longer than 20 points and only lose around 120. Yeah, that's good. That's good risk management. So that's a good point. That's good risk management. This is why I didn't want to be short here, though, chat. You see how we're kind of building out here? Till you start breaking those previous candles lows, right? You had a attempt. Now it's starting to look a little bit better for shorts, right? As we kind of get back down here, but you need probably 350 to break. If 350 breaks, you're targeting back inside of this box at a minimum 24,330 down to possibly 282. It's a new 1 hour candle. Previous candle was bearish, chat. So there could be some continuation here without a decent pullback, right? The market does that quite often, where you don't get a decent size pullback right at the open. You just get a drop. I need 300 to pass evaluation. Help me, LOL. Oh, man. Well, I mean, I've called out multiple trades that I've taken that you could have banked on, right? If you saw the same thing in the market and you know, it aligned with what you're looking at in your trading style. Right now, I mean, we're just kind of hanging out in between both, you know, resistance and support area. So that's kind of like consolidation at the moment until we start losing either these previous candles lows for more downside, or we start breaking previous candles highs for more upside. So you just got to be patient. Do you have a recommended copy trader? We only use Trade of 8 prop. That's the one and only platform of the BDH. So that's all we use. So when you see me trade copying, when you see PW trade copying, we are leveraging Trade of 8 prop. So if you haven't already, guys, do me a solid. Looks like we're kind of hanging out around 2,200 likes. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. As price approaches that box. So there was your break of 350, chat. All right, you broke previous candles high. Look out to the downside. There's a 20-point drop there. So if you needed, you tried to pass your eval. If you took that short on the break of the previous candle's low, you just had a 20-point trade for the for a short there. DMONEY, thoughts on hot Cheeto puffs? Oh man, here we go. Robert, I'm not a hot Cheeto guy, chat. I think they have like a weird like taste. Like, who took that short, guys? Out of curiosity, who took that short on the break of 24,350? Previous candle low. You had a 20-point drop there to the downside. Who took that trade? They're calling me lame because I didn't take the I don't like hot Cheetos. Yeah, I'm not a hot Cheetos guy. I'm being honest, chat. You want me to lie and say that I enjoy hot Cheetos when I don't? Somebody said they're still in it. Yeah, I don't know about being still in it when that bottom wick looks out, right? I don't like that bottom wick. I would say trend carefully here. Can you explain the bottom box numbers? Oh, you're saying like the... Yeah, so if you look to the left, see like on the higher time frame, you can kind of see that this setup, guys, like these wicks, that's just basically support down here, right? So the low of the previous 30-minute, like when you look to the left, 24,390 was an area of, 24,323 was an area of support overnight, basically, right? And we had a swipe of that at 11 o'clock to the downside. So the low of that box is 24,323.75. So all it is, you're looking to see how price reacts at that level. A lot of times you'll get the same reaction back the opposite direction. So you're always you're watching to see like how price reacts at these support levels, because a lot of times you'll get bounces right back up. Right, we had a swipe and a bounce here. We had a bounce here at 9:55, right back up. Right, this was a swipe and a bounce, right back up. Currently at the moment, we're getting a reaction right back outside of that box. So doesn't mean we can't flush lower. It just means that at the moment we are having some retracement back the opposite direction. Hello, DMONEY. Can you recommend a legit prop firm? Yeah, I got multiple. If you check out onlypropfirms.com, that's gonna list the prop firms that we work with. Use the code PW, you get the best deal. So you have options out there, guys. The prop space, the beauty of the prop space right now, you got Lucid currently on the screen right now, 50% off if you're a new trader. I think that's for a few accounts using the code PW. And then you'll get, I think it's like either 25 or 30% off the other accounts. So you got options, guys, and as the prop space gets more competitive, that's not going to change, right? For flexibility. So Lucid has some good options, Lucid Flex accounts, right? If you want to pass in one day, you got the Pro accounts. If you want to pass pretty quickly, you got Lucid Flex, 50% consistency rule. You can pass that in 2 days. No consistency rule when funded, as an example, right? There's a lot of options out there, guys. So Lucid just happens to be the one up on the screen right now. But if you go to onlypropfirms.com, you can compare the props and make an informed decision on who you want to rock with. So this is the website, right? Onlypropfirms.com. You can kind of go through. You can see we got Apex on here, Lucid. If you want to trade crypto, you got Warbucks as well. Gotta love it. You got TPT, Take Profit Trader, obviously Tradeify, right? These are basically four of the most popular at the moment, right? Four of some of the most popular ones, guys. You guys, if you guys haven't seen the bottom of the page, we're there. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Is that true that some accounts do not let you scalp so we can stay stuck in shop like the past few days? I mean, some you know, there is some props out there. They have like a 5-second rule where you have to be, you know, I think like over 50% of your trades or higher have to be held for 5 seconds or more. You got to read the fine print with the prop, right? It depends on the prop, guys, that you're trading with. So, but to be honest, 5 seconds is not a lot of time. I mean, that's like cray, right? If you're not. Now, some of the trades do move fast, etc. I get all that, but 5 seconds, I think, in my opinion, even if you're a scalper, guys, I think 5 seconds is you know, overall, right? If it's like 50% or whatever, it's not bad. Let's find my, hold on 1 second, guys. Trying to find my jams, my throwback jams, chat. I have to find them in a second. Jerome playlist. Yeah. So, I mean, you have kind of like, you know, your kind of price is slowing down a little bit, guys. You're hanging out kind of like in between these two areas at the moment. Bullish reaction up, bearish reaction right back down. Kind of playing ping pong at the moment. Not much to write home about. Does D like whipped cream? Robert, man, Robert, we got to give you a 10-second timeout, sir. That's the second comment that you've had that's been a little suspect there, sir. We gave you a 10-second timeout. There you go. So we gave Robert a 10-second timeout, guys. He violated the man code. Was inquiring about my love of whipped cream. So gave him a 10-second timeout there. So, oh, man. We knew it was coming, chat. We know that we get around this time and people start to get a little, feel a little free. Oh, man.
It was an honest question.
It was an honest question, LOL. Yeah, it might have been honest, but it's like, hey, we're not. So, hey, I'm not answering whipped cream questions to Robert, right? You gotta be a female, Robert, to ask that kind of question, sir. Get a couple winning trades and they get bold. Yeah, I feel like you know, it starts to loosen up a little bit. People start you know. I think that's I'll never forget, chat. One of the first streams. Somebody was like, "Oh, DMONEY, what's your favorite ice cream?" or something, and like, PW was like, "Why are people?" He's like, "You're getting like all these weird questions." He's like, "I've been streaming for over 9 years on YouTube, and nobody's ever brought that up. Like, what kind of ice cream do you like?" I'll never forget that, chat.
Oh.
Shout out to is it KZ? KZ848, $5 tip for dealing with Robert.
Dealing with Robert.
Oh, man. Robert, we're not trying to put you on blast, man, but you're inquiring about, you know, do I like whipped cream, sir? I've never gotten that question from a guy. I'm just saying. So if you're a female and you got an FAQ, if you got questions, you can drop them in the chat. We'll entertain the chat here. We know we got a lot of guys in the chat, but if you're a female, we'll get it rolling. We're getting ready for lunch here, guys, at 12:30. I'll be back at 2 o'clock today for a little 2 to 4 action. Hopefully that'll yield some something fruitful. We know that we had a chop fest. We've been having some chop going into the afternoon, but we're gonna see what happens. I remember that weird question. It was actually D-Money, do you like ice cream? Which makes it even creepier. Oh, man. Robert is short for Roberta. Be open-minded. Carlos, we're going to give you a 10-second timeout there, sir. Yes, sir. I think that qualifies you, Carlos, for a 10-second timeout. Trying to encourage me to indulge in the whipped cream question there, Carlos. So we gave you a 10-second timeout as well there, sir. Yes, sir. You definitely qualified for that. So, oh, man. Carlos. Vinny, please time me out too. You got to do something to be timed out. I'm 63, female, and dude, I love your laugh and your honorability. Hey, Beth, thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that. Thanks. Now, yeah, we're going to put that in. We're going to put you in timeout too, buddy. Don't you worry. We're going to give you a 10-second timeout as well. Trying to buy D-Money candy. Oh, man. Are you dating now, D-Money? I'm not dating it. I'm not dating any guys. I can tell you that. D-Money don't swing that way, chat. But hey, to each his own. Your decision, you know, your preference is your preference. I'm not here to knock anybody, guys, that's in the chat, and maybe you know, that's your preference. On a serious note, guys, right? But D-Money just doesn't rock that way. That's all. Currently not dating anybody at the moment, though, chat. I'm a female and I'm from South Florida, and I also have a toddler I pick up at 5. DJ Riri. Okay, DJ Riri. South Florida. Okay. All right. What it look like? What it look like, DJ Riri? We know you're profitable. We know you're up today. You made money, DJ Riri. We remember your comment earlier. that you made money. Florida KC1, what up? Neon, hey D-Money, I'm a handsome man. I'm sure I can change your opinion. Yeah, we're gonna give you a timeout there, sir. We don't want you to feel bold here. So we're gonna give you you qualify for a 1-minute timeout, sir. So we gave you a 1-minute timeout. Neon 67. Oh man. He needs a 24-hour. No, we're not gonna. We want him to come back. We don't want to. We're not gonna ban. We're not gonna ban him, guys. Can you imagine D-Money having a daycare? Kids would be on top about all day. So, I mean, pretty good session, guys, right? So for the day so far, obviously this is the morning session. I'll be back at 2 o'clock, but price is kind of stuck in a range now. Not much to do anyway. We're kind of having this sideways action at the moment as we kind of wait for price to decide what direction they want to take, right? Either more upside or attempt to get higher, or a flush to kind of re-challenge these lows down here below 24,315 area. How long you been doing this, D-Money? Josh? Yeah, I've been trading for over 10 years. As far as streaming, I've been here since the end of last year, guys, right? So some people are like, oh, you know, feel like you've been doing this longer. So I was, you know, it's funny. I had 5 or 6 people, family members, close friends, etc., that I used to do a Zoom call every other Sunday or so. And I would kind of break down the market, guys. That's it. Before this. So obviously I've been trading though for over 10 years at this point. Took me 2 years to get to a first payout. Thanks for all the payout motivation. Hey man, it's a grind, chat, right? So if you're just starting to trade now, be prepared. It's a grind. You're gonna feel, you know, there's gonna be days where you feel like you're on top of the world. Hence, after a payout, right? A lot of times you feel like you're on top of the world, guys, because you finally got it. That first payout, there's nothing like that first payout, chat, because you finally reach the top of the mountain and you're like, man, this is real. But there's going to be peaks and valleys and ups and downs, guys. Just be prepared. As price decided to wake up and give you a 30-plus point pop there. Got to love that. Still going. 47 point pop to the upside, guys, out of that little consolidation area. Put in a higher high, too. You got to love that. Tony, D-Money, you might want to put a little mug on your face every now and then. My guy, you out here looking too friendly, apparently. Yeah. Yep. So. Today has been so good with D, even though I'm not where I want to be. Happy to great. Yeah. That's the purpose, though, chat. I mean, hey, I would like to say that the BDH streams are a place where you can come and hang out. Maybe you're having a hard, maybe you're going through a rough patch in trading. Maybe you're, you know, whether that's family, you know, maybe you're having family issues, whatever it is, chat, right? I mean, I would like to think that although trading is stressful, if you're here and you rock out every day, you're trying to better your life. You're trying to kind of get this thing nailed down. So, you know, I would like to think that the atmosphere that we have here at the BDH is inviting, right? Hopefully it's inviting, and you're where it's kind of like a family, guys. We joke around and all that stuff, and right, but at the end of the day, you know, nothing makes me happier than seeing people make money. Nothing makes me happier than, look at this push, guys. This almost reminds me of yesterday's crazy push at 420. Obviously it's not the same size move, but you're getting a crazy reaction here right back up. I mean, that candle was 73 points, 71 points, and then the next candle immediately back up. That was an 85-point pop, guys, in a little over 5 minutes. So you got to love that. You really got to have a group of trading friends. It's a must, hands down. Yeah, you got to have somewhere, in my opinion, chat, where you're able to kind of, even if it's, you know, like our streams, whatever it is. Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, try vocalizing that you're trading to your family. you know, they're just, a lot of times if you have a spouse, if you have a girlfriend or something, right, or a wife, and you know, they're like, oh, okay, you've been doing this for a while, how much money have you made? And you're like, well, I haven't got to a payout yet. How long have you been doing it? Oh, you know, it's been 6 months now, 7 months now, whatever it is. A lot of times they can talk you out of kind of try to get you to change your mind on the whole trading aspect, chat. So just be cautious of that, because they don't quite understand it. If they're not traders, maybe they don't understand it, that there's going to be ups and downs, rough patches, etc. along the way. Do you ever switch to 1 minute? Nah, typically no, Calvin. Never tell my wife what's going on. Never tell them what's going on. Yeah, I agree. And it's not to be secretive, guys. That's not what we're saying, right? I'm just simply saying that be aware that a lot of times outside noise from people that are not even trading, it could get a little discouraging, guys, because you're trying to get to payouts, you're fighting a battle, and you know, they're just going to simply tell you, well, hey, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you need to quit. Maybe, you know, now, once you start getting payouts, guys, that's when they're magically going to say, oh, yeah, you know, great job and, you know, etc. But a lot of times people will not, quote unquote, get on the bandwagon, chat, until they see physically the success. There's people out there, chat, that, you know, didn't really believe that I was going to be able to do what I'm doing because, right? Like, oh, you've been training for this long and, you know, there's ups and downs. And why would you leave? Why would you leave your good job at Walmart, right? Why would you leave your good job at Walmart to trade? I'm just keeping it real with you guys. You make pretty good money at Walmart, guys. You can Google it and see, right, how much store managers make, right? But it worked out for me, right? And you got to believe in yourself. And it's kind of crazy because, you know, I know based off the time of year when store managers are getting creamed because they're working 60, 70 hours a week, because that store, guys, I mean, you got a lot of foot traffic, right? Some of these stores, especially down here in South Florida, they're busy. So it's a lot of work that goes into those stores. So you're constantly connected to that store, good or bad, right? Middle of the night, doesn't matter. I've had robberies or break-ins, right? I've had break-ins multiple times in stores overnight. You got to go to the store. I've had dead person floating in the back of the store, right? I think I've shared that before. Had to go to the store. Had an associate, had a team member that his girlfriend broke up with him, so he tried to burn the store down, right? Tried to set the store on fire. Activated all the sprinkler systems in the store, right? Store's flooded. Had to get it, you know, had to get a recovery company into the store to drain it. I mean, it's just like all kind of stuff, guys, right? It's always something like that literally happens. So, I mean, you do retail management for over 15 years, guys. You're gonna have some stories, right? That's just how it works. So. So, and I'm saying that to kind of share that, you know, people get comfortable, chat. People get comfortable even if it's not something that they, in their heart, that they want to do day in and day out. Because the reality is that, you know, hey, we all got responsibilities, right? If you got kids, if you got a wife, if you got a husband, if you got bills or a family member that you're trying to help take care of, whatever the situation is, we all have financial responsibilities, chat. And a lot of times people will not chase their dream because they're comfortable, because they know that, hey, my bills are paid. I'm not going to pursue what I really want to pursue. So if you're out there, chat, and you have a dream to do something, if it's trading, if it's whatever it is, no dream technically is too big. And I would like to hope that I'm an example of that to you guys out there, right? Because, hey, I was watching PW for a couple of years, guys, before he gave me this opportunity. And it's easy to kind of see where people are at, right? Like, oh, D-Money got a G-Wagon now, and like all that stuff, guys. It's one of those things where I'm sharing so you kind of know that if you don't take the steps or kind of, I'm a believer in walking by faith and not by sight, guys. And your personal religious beliefs and all that stuff, that's on you. That's your personal choice. But I'm a believer in walking by faith and not by sight. And you kind of see where that kind of landed me, guys, in all honesty, right? So never give up on your dreams, chat. And right, if there's something in your heart that you know for a fact that you want to do, pursue it. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't have to have, money put aside or whatever the case may be, right? I'm not telling you to quit your job today and not have a backup plan to pay your bills, because the bills are they're gonna keep coming. And that's for sure, right? So I'm simply saying that don't give up on your dreams, chat. Don't let outside noise persuade you to stop pursuing what you want to pursue. So if it's trading, if it's opening up your own business, if it's right, there's people out there, guys, that they have great ideas, but they're too scared to get it started because they automatically think it's gonna fail, right? They just have that negative thought process, oh, it's not gonna work. So you know what they do, guys? They go to work every day for a job or a boss that they can't stand, or a job that they can't stand, and they put up with it, and then it gets to the point where it's too late. So that's just my 2 cents, chat. I don't mean to, I'm just kind of trying to keep it real here. I think, you get more out of us kind of sharing life experiences, etc., guys, versus, not, to be honest, right? I think that's also the purpose of the channel, keeping it real. Spence said, clock in, fools, keep your day job. Yeah, you definitely need to, guys, you need to have a plan, financial resources, etc., before you just kind of, cold turkey. Oh, I'm quitting today, right? So I did not, I don't want somebody out there to be like, oh, D-Money told me to quit. So you go to your boss, I quit, I'm done, right? That's not what I'm saying, chat. You need to have a plan, but I'm simply saying make plans, right? If you have a dream, because the majority of you look at Fortune 5, you look at all these CEOs, chat, of these companies that started up. A lot of these people were college dropouts. They didn't finish college, right? But they had a vision, they had a dream, and they pursued. They took action. That's just a fact. You don't know until you try. Nah, I just text my boss and I quit, D-Money. Well, you're not going to be sleeping on my couch. So call Ginger. See if Ginger has a couch that you can sleep on or whatever. But you would not be sleeping. I got my daughter. So I would not be bringing a stranger around her. So you got to love it. Oh, man. Don't offer my couch, thanks. Oh, I had to deflect there, guys. I can't be getting solicited for D-Buddy's couch. Oh man, you gotta love it, guys. Well, that's my 2 cents, guys. Do me a solid if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Funny thing, guys, we're back inside of the ORB now, right, on that crazy pop to the upside. You gotta love it. So we're either gonna be setting up for more chop or maybe decent movement going into the close or to the afternoon session, 2 to 4. Who knows? Just quit my job in LA. I'm going on Greyhound. Coming to you, D-Money. Please make some room for me. Yeah, we're gonna make room for you, all right. We're gonna make room for you, all right, sir. We're gonna make room for you. Yeah, it's gonna be in the VIP because you would not be visiting D-Money here. or a ginger. So we're just saying. We don't have any more. We're booked up. We're occupied. We're at full capacity. No hotel BDH. This is not a hotel. So PW gets back and there's somebody sleeping here that took that advice. So that will be my last day probably working here. So no, sir. But on a serious note, though, guys, keep pushing and pursue your dreams, right? There's nothing wrong with it, guys. Don't let people tell you. People are quick to discredit or tell you that something doesn't work, and then when they see it work, they try to hop on the bandwagon, right? Oh, I knew it was gonna, you know, or they're shocked. People see like that G-Wagon video, guys. I've had people like hit me up like, oh man, like, you know, this is crazy, like, and it's kind of like one of those things where you're thinking, you're like, yeah, hey, but like, you know, I've been talking to you about trading for 5 years and you never wanted to, right? And I'm not saying that I'm actually grant you a G-Wagon. That's not what I'm saying, guys. But I'm just kind of saying, right? Trading can open up avenues that a lot of times maybe you don't even think can be open. Marcus, I'm quitting. Okay, well, we're gonna screenshot your user ID there because that's your own decision. D, no reservations? I know, right? I quit 3 months ago. Best decision ever. Shout out to Daily Odds. Congrats. Like I said, guys, definitely have money put aside, etc. if that's what you're trying to pursue, right? So I'm not going to be... PW talks about it all the time. There's nothing wrong with trading part-time, guys, and keeping your job, because especially if you don't have the income saved up, because you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to simply trade and provide. That, like, that's a lot, chat. That's a lot to kind of put on yourself. So I would just kind of keep that in mind. Thanks, D-Money. Haven't gotten a single a prop payout. Been trading about a year. Got into prop firms 2 months ago. I've been really close to it, blown accounts, but now you're going in, I guess, on the market. Hey, keep pushing, man. So I'm gonna call it here, guys. Gonna go to lunch here. Be back at 2 o'clock. You know the vibes. So if you haven't already, do me a solid, guys. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, well, you know what to do. We're just out here trying to make a little money. So we'll see what we can get this afternoon, guys. Hopefully it'll be some decent price action. Count's up. We know that the count's green. Just a matter of trying to be patient now and see what we can get in the afternoon. The count's up $1,720. We'll literally, you know, we'll see what happens this afternoon. So do me a solid here, guys, on the way out. Smash the like, hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we'll be back at 2. But for now, I'm gone.
Demarius, Nobu and Cream, you made me profitable. Kiss and smile.